But I want to say something to people. It was just 30 minutes that they missed. And we have given you over an hour.
I know.
An hour. So I'm sure that people will be very happy.
This is a supersized episode.
Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Come on. Da, da,
Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Kenya.
And this is the This and That Chat. Welcome to the This and That Chat.
Did I throw you off?
Completely.
Do you know what was my favorite thing to do as a kid?
What's that?
Singing in harmony with songs like Row, Row, Row Your Boat.
This episode is brought to you by Snoopy and some delicious coffee.
Butter pecan?
I have Major Dickinson's.
Oh, I'm surprised you said it correctly. Is that
Delicioso?
Major D?
Delicioso.
I have butter pecan.
We
Are we the cutest?
needed some coffee.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute.
It's a chop.
Dra, 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 dra.
All right.
Wait.
Bro, get
Stop
on
it.
the program.
Stop it. I was saying a story. You were called out last
What
time
story?
on interrupting me.
Hold on a second.
I was saying, do you know what was my favorite thing?
Why do all your sentences start in the middle of mine?
Ooh, snapperoos.
I got to use it before you. I got to use it before you. Yes.
No one will know. That's like an inside secret for us. Okay, I just wanted to say one of my favorite things to do as a kid
Bro, I'm
was
gonna drink all my coffee in like 3 seconds.
to do a harmonization with songs like Row, Row, Row Your Boat. Okay. And have someone come in, and it was after you were
Yes.
in the middle of the song. You'd come in and
you start.
no, you
Do
have
row.
to start.
No, do row, row, row your boat.
Okay. I was going to test you. That's what I was going to do.
I know how to do it though.
Okay, so you start.
Row, row, row your boat
Row,
gently down the stream.
row your boat
Merrily,
gently down
merrily,
the
merrily,
stream.
merrily, life is but a
Merrily,
dream.
merrily, merrily, life is but a dream.
Come on now.
Okay.
Bro, listen.
Wait.
We did that.
Yeah.
So you can get 4 people to do that.
Uh-huh.
What's that about?
I don't know. What?
4 people. You can get 4 people. And you can do it. And then, after the 4 people, then they need to start harmonizing. Mm-hmm. So you can actually get
4 layers.
layers on top of layers on top of layers.
Yeah.
Okay? So, we did it with, I think we got to 13
Okay.
people all in on it. And it's really cool because all of a sudden, it's like, so the first one is like very monotone. Mm-hmm. Then you have the harmony. Mm-hmm. And then you have the next layer that goes in. And then everyone's just like going through. It becomes very, very difficult. So the people who have no singing capabilities start.
Oh.
Because they can't harmonize.
Dang.
Yeah. So,
Well, my point was,
if you ever got stuck at the beginning, you suck.
it was always fun to do that with people who didn't know how to do that and watch them falter and then lose their place, right?
Yes.
For me, anyway. So right now, when we did the intro and you lost your place, it's like a childhood small victory. But
Awesome.
on to our episode today.
Yes. And the reason why we need coffee.
The reason why we need coffee, and mind you, if you notice any sort of like super hyper energy, is because we are going to reenact for you the first half
we are
of
Broadway,
our episode.
We are Broadway stars coming back from the future.
Oh my God. If someone has to explain this to me, because I swear my head hurts trying to think. What is it that we're trying to do? Okay. Are we going to the past to come back to the future? Are we in the future to go back to the past? I'm super confused.
We are in the future.
Yes.
Currently, we're in the future.
Yes,
and
but
this
we're traveling back to the past.
Yes. So, right. And then we come back to the future.
Okay.
So what we're doing right now.
Oh, like in the movie. Like in the movie.
Congratulations.
My head hurts.
Did you you snorted, bro?
My head hurts just thinking about it. Okay, so here's what happened. I'm going to address the viewers. Here's what happened.
And hold on. And just as a side note, because I have to put this out there, this isn't a technical issue, Sue.
Oh. Damn.
She hit me straight up, bro.
Ooh.
She said, pow, pow.
Okay. So, yes. So, here's the deal, right? We recorded part of our episode, and then we had a blackout. Because there was a massive thunderstorm going on outside. We have a video. We do have evidence.
Yes. Okay, hold on.
We have evidence.
I just thought about what we're going to do.
Okay.
So,
oh my God, you're going to interject it.
Hold on. I just got what we're going to do.
Bro, please tell me you're
So
interjecting.
at the blackout, I'm
Yes.
putting in your video.
Oh my God, yes. So
Okay?
we had...
Hold on. It gets better. It gets better. At the end of our episode today.
My head.
At the end of our episode today, when it's completely all done and done for, I'm going to insert the audio of the original first 30 minutes for anyone who wants to hear.
What a tasty treat.
Okay, for anyone who wants to hear, because
What
the audio.
Okay, wow. Wait, so we're in the future, going to the past, coming back to the future.
And then hitting the past again.
Oh.
Bam! On the way out.
OMG. What a ride. Okay.
What a ride.
Obviously, that's the title of the episode, if you hadn't figured it out already.
What a ride, or Back to the Future?
No, Back to the Future.
Oh, Back to the Future.
Question mark.
Sorry.
Because I don't know. But the point is, we recorded, we lost power, we did a video in the interim while the power came back. In fact, the video captures right when the power came back. We set up for it again, and it turns out that it didn't save the very first half of the video.
Right, the recording on the video part.
The video part. But so
the
we
audio
kept,
did.
We kept recording.
Yeah.
And then when we uploaded, we only had the second half. So now, live from
the future, we're
bringing
to the past.
To you a recreation of the past episode. And grade us. Give us a grade.
if you listen, if you stay and listen for the audio. Let us know how we did.
You know what? I think that we might even be told, this is your energy from now on. You need to keep it at the level. The bar has been brought up so high, because what we're doing is that we're coming back at the end of the episode to redo. And it's so funny because already we were like, wait, what did we talk about?
Wait, hold on. This part's going at the beginning.
I know. So
And
our
then,
energy is like... So
right.
They might listen to the audio version and say, oh no, the recreation was way better. I think it's funnier either way, because it's already. So here, a couple things to keep in mind. All right. We're not going to try to recreate what we talked about. We just know the themes we talked about. So we will rediscuss them. However, in the second half, we may reference
something
what we
from
said
the first half
before, and maybe we didn't reference it now because we don't have a script. So forgive us in advance. Listen at your leisure.
Yes.
And
we're
to
doing
your
it
own
live.
demise.
We're doing it live.
We need shirts.
We need shirts.
We have people lined up ready to purchase. Bro, when are we doing shirts?
We'll do shirts.
We're doing shirts for our 100th episode. Deal or no deal? Deal.
Our 100th episode will have...
We'll have merch available. Yes.
And we are on
You heard it here first.
We're a couple months away.
Just a couple months. Anyway, so...
We'll do a giveaway.
We'll do a giveaway.
A giveaway of one of
but
our
we have to
shirts.
think about what is a good. How do we choose, right? Because if it's like the first person who listens, we already know who that is.
Yep.
You know, if it's the one who gives the best feedback, we already know who that is. Because, yeah, you are being
We'll figure it
graded.
out.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway.
We'll make it. We'll do something.
Yeah.
We'll do something for it.
We'll
Okay.
do. Okay. All right. So.
We're doing it live. Ready?
So.
So Back to the Future.
All right. I had started it.
Oh, go. What did you start?
Started with. Because you said, I asked you if you could hear me well on the mic.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Okay.
And I was like, are you
This
able
is going to be
so good?
This is going to be a mess.
But were you...
Yes. Okay. So we're going to start. We're going to
Wait,
start there.
but I'm saying, do you, in your earphones,
Uh-huh.
do you hear me clearly? Or do I come in and out?
I think I know.
Get the
What?
point. I don't think you do. You're now in contempt. I
Okay,
love
hold
that
on.
movie.
All right.
So,
Yes.
So, our conversation begins with how many times did we do that? Have people done that to get off the phone with someone who just, it could be for many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
It could be you don't want to talk to them, but you picked up out of responsibility or obligation.
Or whatever.
It can be because there's some people who just don't stop. All right?
Well, that don't know how to end the conversation, even though you tell them that
Do you
you're
know
ending
that
a
just out
conversation.
of curiosity, I wish I had the time to just let them talk, okay? And just see how long
Turn
can
on
they
the- just
actually go?
Put the phone down.
Do they because at some point they have to go make dinner at
Okay, hold
some
on.
point.
So I have somebody.
Oh my.
I did something similar.
I'm
I'm in the truck
Oh my gosh.
and they give me a call.
Uh-huh.
And
And
they
you already know.
Listen, I know that they are long-winded. And I'm talking about long-winded. So funny because the guys know when I put her on speaker,
Oh. That's a bad look for women.
okay?
Ugh.
When I
It's
put her on
terrible.
speaker, I know that this is going to be a 25-minute conversation. And there's going to be
Bro,
nothing
you're a rookie, bro. 25 minutes?
with someone who is not a friend, is a client, is ages.
Is she 80 though?
No.
Because I will say the older people, they're lonely.
No. I can just put her down, and
wow.
she will go.
She doesn't even know you're not listening.
Bro, I don't even know if she knows what she's talking about.
Oh my God.
Okay? Because the conversation that's being had is, first of all, half English, half Spanish. Okay? Half English, half Spanish. And it's jumping through 10,000 different conversations. Okay? There are times where I have jumped in and I have had to say, well, I gotta go because I got something that I need to do. Yeah, but hold on, because the thing is que cuando and I'm like, wow, just run right over.
And
The
this is
fact-
currently right now.
Oh yeah, this is twice a week, 3 times a week.
But weren't we just discussing that this morning? How there's some people who seem to live like in their own
They're in
reality.
their own reality. Yeah.
And they're completely unaware of people's time, of how their interactions with people are affecting other people.
It's a cut.
Like I don't even know if that's a selfish thing that you have, or I don't even know what to say.
It's not selfish. It's
Oh, it's not pointing at me.
you're good.
Okay.
What is it?
Unaware.
Yeah, not unaware. What's the other word? Starts with an O. Oblivious.
Yeah.
Like you're oblivious to your surroundings. Like you have no idea what's going on around you. Now, mind you,
I don't
sometimes
get it,
there's
though.
conversations that you have with these people that is important to have because you're trying to get a job, you're trying to whatever, so you have to you have to let them go. But sometimes it's like, bro, shut up. Give me just a.
But
Like,
so okay, so
So we were referencing directly the fact that sometimes when you're on the phone call and you're talking, it's like when you go.
yeah, you're
can't-
going through a tunnel.
whatever
this is
is
in the
breaking up.
movies. This is anywhere, right? People have done this. My question originally had been, don't you feel like you can tell if it's fake or real? Because I feel that in this day and age, and we're going to get to that, in this day and age, if I'm talking to someone and all of a sudden they're like, I'm going to be like, BS.
Okay, but I told
They're
but-
not going.
Okay,
They're
so
not. This is not.
I said something about that because it's 2025.
Right.
Yet
That's
there's
where
no
we're going.
there's no way that you're gonna tell me, and that's like, it doesn't make sense because we spoke directly about 3 spots from where we work down to our house. There's 3 spots that we know if we are on the phone in those areas, we are going to get cut off. 8th Street, 200th Street, and between exit 5 and 6. Yes, Katmia, go ahead.
I think I'm having an electrical issue with my truck, though. Because there's that, and then there's also
No.
I can be any. I've been
That's
at
not
work.
electrical.
I've been at work when I'm talking to you,
That's a
and all of a
Bluetooth.
sudden it's a what? Right,
Bluetooth
That's
thing.
electrical,
Yeah, but we just got a recall for it.
but it's still electrical.
No, it's a Bluetooth situation.
Isn't Bluetooth electrical?
No,
What?
it's connectivity.
That's what I mean. Electricity connects.
No, bro. You don't have an electrical problem in the truck. What you have is a connectivity problem in the truck.
With Bluetooth.
Yes,
There
there's
you
a
go.
recall for it anyway.
There
so
you go.
they just don't
So
have a fix for
on
it.
top of the fact that there's dead zones that we drive through, there is also, because you know what I think happens in those dead zones? Sometimes the call doesn't disconnect. It stays, but it almost always turns into a robotic voice. And I have told, because
I was in the car
You
with,
were.
you were talking to Leah.
and you got to see it, and it reminds me of the Matrix,
Yes.
where where he swallows the thing and it's like,
How was that?
wasn't that good?
That was pretty good.
That was really
Do
good.
it one more time.
Okay, no, only once. I'm sorry. And then, all right, that's what it sounds like. And they're speaking, and there is zero way I could try, out of just sheer wanting not to hang up on them, to listen. There is no way you can make out what they're saying, right? The fix is you hang up. I don't even say anything to them. I just hang up, call back. They are completely unaware that anything was happening because on their end, it doesn't sound like that. Okay?
I've done that, but
Not call
more,
back.
more maliciously.
But that's the thing. I feel like
I hang
if-
up. I hang up and send them a text and be like, "Hey, I tried calling you back, but the call's not going through."
So I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit.
Put it on.
All right, here I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Could you imagine she listens to this and she knows it's her?
Listen. You haven't said any names. That's why I'm careful when I say names. If I say a name, then I don't care that you're listening.
Got it.
You heard it. You heard it from me straight away. Right? If I don't say names, I'm trying to be respectful. Here's the thing. I feel that every time, even though you're aware that we drive through these places, you're aware that my truck has issues with Bluetooth, okay? I feel that it still catches you like on the wrong side of the bed. So you are very easily flustered at the
Yes.
fact that I'm telling you I can't hear you.
Bro,
Okay,
do
so
you know how much money we spend
fine. but-
monthly to be able to have a phone,
yeah, I know.
and then for it to have a problem when I'm
Right,
having
but
a
again,
conversation?
you're saying it's not the phone. You're saying that it's the truck. So I'm just saying,
No,
okay?
the disconnect, that doesn't fluster me.
Also,
what flusters
the
me?
AirPods.
Yeah.
I'm actually very surprised how bad the phone call sounds when you're using AirPods versus when you put it on speaker.
Yeah.
Shocked because There's times even with like my parents or whatever that they're talking on their AirPods and it sounds so bad, right? But then I feel bad saying I can't hear you.
Well,
I'm sorry,
when
speak
Mike
up.
calls me,
What? Oh
when Mike
gosh.
calls me and he's on the AirPods, I tell him to switch to the phone. I can't do it. I can't do it.
And yet you do it to me.
I can't do it.
You do it to me.
You know how many times I take it off of the AirPods to talk to you?
Thank you.
And it is brutal.
Yeah.
It's hard because
And
I'm
it's
driving a truck
frustrating.
and trailer.
And I get it. It's frustrating because it should work. It should work. How does it take phone calls on your glasses? I have yet not received.
Amazing.
No, I have no. The way you're listening is amazing. I wonder
The
the
way
person.
I'm talking, I have not had any issues with the people I'm talking.
You don't know. Do you know how many times I have an issue with you talking and I just stay quiet? And and here's the thing. I adore when you tell me stories. I love it because I feel that you're not really a story kind of guy. So when you start off by telling me, you know what? I forgot to tell you the other day. I went to, and then there's nothing. And I'm waiting, and then it's like you come back in the middle of,
Isn't that
and,
amazing?
and then, can you believe? And I'm like, oh my God. So I start like, hey babe, hey. But it's like because it's not
you're not coming
connected,
through.
I'm not coming through. So you're just, and then it's at the end, and I feel like I cannot even ask you to repeat that
Bro,
whole
is
conversation.
that what's happening with this lady?
With who?
It's cutting off, and then she's just long-winded.
Bro, no, because you just said right now that when you say, she was like, oh, but wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Bro. So, anyway, back to the whole thing, right? I feel that there's been a huge transition from talking on the phone to texting now, right? And for a lot of people, it's because they don't want to be on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
For other people, they want that phone call because it makes them feel I don't feel like they've fully embraced the switch over yet, and they still want to. I want to hear your voice. I want to see your face. So a lot of people are very big into FaceTiming and all that stuff. And to me, I feel like there's levels of commitment that these things require, okay? FaceTiming is the ultimate commitment. First of all, I can't be moving around.
Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Man, do I go into that much detail? Because I'm giving her more.
Ammunition?
Yeah, I guess I just give it away anyway.
Oh, no. Don't tell me she FaceTimes you.
My God, she loves FaceTiming.
Stop.
She loves it. Okay, and she's one
Why
of
do you
those.
respond? You can just say, I can't
I don't
FaceTime right
answer them
now.
all, but sometimes I do because she's gonna show me something or whatever. But then when she's done showing, she goes like this and she goes, "Okay, hold on. I'm gonna let me. I have another thing I need to ask you." She puts the phone down, so now I have a video of her fan
Oh my God.
while she's talking.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and she's cooking or she's
Bro, I
whatever
have a
she's
name.
doing.
A nickname.
She's just going. I'm like, I Dios mío.
I'm going to text you the name.
Go. You know who it is? Let's see if
it's not this, I'm not guessing anymore.
Let's see if you're right. Hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Nope. I can take a phone call from her any day.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That's not her.
Okay.
You want to know which one?
No. No. Oh, see, that was the other one. I felt like it was one of the two. Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Oh, so I see. I feel like you almost have to take these calls.
Yes. I have to.
It's your job.
she
It's
signs the
a
checks,
big
bro.
client. It's a big client.
She signs the checks.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so to me, the level of commitment for a FaceTime call, for example, I'm going to say Leah's big on FaceTime, right? I feel like Leah's reason for that is because it's easier for her to be able to look over at you and say, oh, she's still there, whatever. Oh, give me a second and all that stuff, right? Because she does move around. She's changing diapers. She's doing laundry. She's doing dishes. Like, I'm moving with her everywhere, right? And she does enjoy seeing you, right? When she's talking to you.
Right.
That's a personal thing for her. Like, I feel like out of all my siblings, she's the only one who's like that.
Who does that?
Right? To me, that level of commitment is oof. That means I have to stop everything I'm doing because I can't be moving around doing stuff.
Oh,
I think that it's so funny because I feel like I get so easily distracted with things, and yet for other things it has to be so rigid. It's very weird, right? So with that, like, if I can do a FaceTime, know that if I FaceTime you, it's because at that moment I set time aside to FaceTime you, and it isn't going to be a very long phone call.
So
Okay.
do you know if any of your siblings are like long FaceTimers? Like where they just sit there and hang out with people?
I feel like Leah would be the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
So when I went yesterday morning
uh-huh.
to get my haircut,
Uh-huh.
I was getting my haircut, and I'm just there, whatever. And I go to turn to one side or whatever, and all of a sudden I see his phone sitting on a stand, and it's on FaceTime with somebody. Mm-hmm. The entire time he's been cutting my hair, he's on FaceTime with somebody. I guess he had his earbud in. So they're just doing stuff, whatever, and I'm looking at the FaceTime, and she's vacuuming the house.
So this is just a little asterisk, right? Because that's interesting that you bring that up. In my job, I feel like 90% of the girls that work the front desk are all 26 and younger. Okay. So that's the kind of generation we're talking about. All of them, all the time. They're having lunch, they're working. It doesn't matter.
On FaceTime.
They're on FaceTime with somebody.
How are they on FaceTime while they're working?
Bro. I'm talking about you are
Move
the
on.
very...
Move on.
Okay, moving on.
Move on. We're not going to get there because that can go into conversation that's not safe for the podcast.
But bottom line is they're just like walking around like, I'm heating up my food. I can't. To me, that requires I'm sitting and I'm paying attention to you. Because for that, let me just call you and put you on speaker.
Bro.
Okay? Speaker phone calls to me, I can commit to that. But again, right? I feel that my time is so limited that I want to, if I'm going to set time aside for phone calls, because here's the problem. When I'm on a phone call, I do slow down. All right. And I've had a conversation with Nikki because sometimes let's say, okay, well, I'm fixing my closet. You're fixing your closet. Let's talk while we're fixing. Bro, I'm sure I could have done 10 times the work that I did on the phone while off the phone with her than being on the phone with her, because conversation distracts. I will find myself wandering, doing circles around the house with aimlessly because I'm on the phone. Or I'll find myself sitting on the couch and I'll be like, wait, why am I sitting? I was doing the dishes. It's the worst. So because of the fact that it distracts me and it takes away from me, I feel that my phone calls have to be at precise moments for them to be where I'm
Effective.
most engaged with you. Because that's the thing. If I call you, it's because I'm trying to engage with you in that moment. I'm not just like checking a box saying, oh, good, I called my mom.
Right.
Okay? No. Because also I feel like we're very in tune to being able to tell. I think we talked about this in one of the episodes where when you talk to your parents, there's like these long periods of silence. Bro, if there's even the smallest bit of silence, now that I'm saying this, I realize this, within our family, immediately. It's like, what are you distracted by? What are you doing? because that's unusual for
Right.
us.
It's not a normal. It's not a normal part of your.
And I hate that I'm also taking away from their time. I don't know if my mom's cooking dinner, if she's sitting down to watch a movie, and now I've called you and I'm going to be doing stuff. It's just like I cannot do a phone call while I'm shopping for two reasons. One, slows me down.
And you're gonna get the wrong stuff.
No, forget that part. I don't enjoy it. I need to just be alone when I'm shopping. That
Oh,
way
like
I
shopping, like Marshalls shopping or
Yeah.
Publix.
No, like Marshalls. I
Yeah,
need
of course. When I call you and you're there, I'm like this. Just ignore, like you get mad at me when there's a pause, but you just
I love it
straight
when
up go
I
quiet.
love it when the overhead speaker gives me away. Hi, Marshall's shoppers,
Yeah,
and you're
and
like,
I'm like, where
where
are
are
you?
but see, I pick up your calls.
yeah,
Haven't
and
I
that's-
told you I
yes.
will always pick up your
Yeah,
calls?
and then that's when I'm like, I'm like looking to see location, and I'm like, Marshalls.
oh
Marshalls.
my gosh, it's so funny. Now
And then
I
you
will
hide it because you take cash.
Listen.
I know your tricks.
Listen, wow, don't call me out like that. Listen, bottom line is that if you give me a choice of how do I prefer to communicate to friends, coworkers, people outside my family, because I feel like with my family, it's different. You just have a different relationship. Like I want to hear my mom's voice. Okay? I want to call my sisters and there is a
Nice.
schedule.
I saw what you did. You brought me right to where I needed to go. Good job.
Where do you need to go?
Go.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna jump
That
in.
was inadvertent, but I'm
Inadvertent?
just
So,
inadvertent.
okay.
Wait, I'm just gonna finish. I'm landing the plane.
No, I know you're gonna land it so that I can take off.
Okay.
Because it's the exact same thing that we did in the first time.
Okay, well, so I have like this schedule, right? Where like I call my mom on Mondays, my dad on Tuesdays. Leah is more fluid, right? But I do try to aim for a day when Rudy's home so that he can sort of be with the kids. So I try to call her Wednesdays, but sometimes it's a Saturday. Sometimes it just kind of depends,
Whatever,
right? Fridays I call Mel, right? And usually the weekends I really don't call anybody because we're out and we're doing stuff and everything. But these are phone calls that are intentionally spaced out for them so that I can hear their voice. There's different conversations. There's a looking forward to, hey, today's my day with Mel, right? And like 2 weekends ago, we were away because it was 4th of July. I didn't speak to her. And when I called her this Friday, I was like, I missed our conversation. And yet I only have like 5 minutes to give you because Mike called me and the kids are
Right.
always going to trump everyone else, right?
And we were also heading to.
And I told her,
the
right,
show.
we're heading out and all that stuff. But anyway, she was busy because it was the twins' birthday and everything. But these things fuel me, right? It gives me, it's lovely. I feel fulfilled and all these things. Now, if it's going to be a phone call outside of that circle, I feel like that is almost more demanding because sometimes people expect like, well, we haven't talked in a while, so we have to talk for an hour. 5 minutes isn't enough, right? Yeah. And it's like, listen, if you want to talk for a long time, texting. That's my number one choice. I would text rather than phone call anytime because I can be available at any time through text.
Right.
Even if I'm at work and you text me, I mean, I feel like sometimes the longest we've gone has been maybe an hour. That there's been a space.
We'll go throughout the day. So you have patients that come in, and sometimes they're really
unknown caller.
they're like back to back to back to back to back. So you sometimes go through a series of like no space at all to be able to take a call or text or any of that kind of stuff. There are times where I'm in a community and the grass is like 3 feet tall because of all the rain and everything. And I'll get phone calls that come in and I just let them ring to go to voicemail because it takes me that much longer. So when the grass is that tall, it's like I'm cutting the community 2 or 3 times because I have to go over and over and over.
Because you have to shut off the machine to
I
get
have
that
to
phone
shut
call.
off the machine. I have
Right.
to pull off
And
to the
that's
side.
why
Like,
I call
yeah.
you if
we,
it's
we
like
don't talk. Yeah, we do
on
not
the
talk during the day on the phone, but we do text because I can text while I'm cutting. If I'm on a straightaway, I can just keep going on the straightaway and I'll text real quick. You know, that doesn't stop me from going, and that works for me. But like, if there's something that we need to talk about, like you'll be like, "Hey, call me at lunch," or "I'm gonna call you at lunch," or whatever. Right? We set a time to be able to plan it, to be able to do that, and even those calls sometimes are on a shorter leash. But where you were going, and I kind of was gonna
Yeah.
go into the next thing was we were talking about we had talked about in the first time that we did this, where we talked about how, you know, back when we first got together, like there was no
texting.
like there was no texting. It
Right.
was like everything was done. It was so much harder. Everything was through a beeper. There was, you know, the phones were still attached to the walls. Like they like we didn't have the.
I don't think you had a cell phone, did you?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. I had a cell phone.
I didn't have a
had-
cell phone.
Yeah.
I didn't have a cell phone until we got married.
Well, you had my cell phone. I had, yeah. So I had.
No, but I'm saying when we were first,
Oh, right away.
I didn't have a cell phone.
Yes, right away.
I don't remember that.
Mm-hmm.
That never happened.
Yeah, I had the that half.
I was
brick.
not in the same house.
Yes, I had that half brick that the bottom would like flip open, and then you pull the little soft antenna. That was like on the top. You don't remember that phone?
And how did you get a second phone?
We went to. That's when Metro was just starting.
That's what I'm saying.
And then we got
You
the-
got me my first phone.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah. You didn't have one at your house, no.
No, but I'm
No, no,
saying
no.
like even when we were at Grace and Alex's.
You still didn't have it.
Exactly. There was me calling you was calling through the landline.
Right. And then for a little bit you were with my phone whenever you were out in the street and I was on work or whatever, and then you ended up getting the Nokia brick was our first the first one. Anyways, so I remember there was a couple days that I didn't call my mom because we were looking for an apartment, we were whatever, and
you're a boy.
I was a boy. And so my mom
You
like,
just went with that.
yeah.
Like, yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
true. My mom had to get my grandmother to go and find me at Home Depot for me to call her, and like everything was going on because at that time I was living at my other grandmother's house and I hadn't come home for a few days
Why
And-
wouldn't she have looked for you?
because she didn't drive very far.
Oh, but she did drive. I do
She
remember
did,
her
but
driving.
she wouldn't have gone all the way up there. And so she says to me, my mom says to me, she's like, I thought you were dead. I expected to find you in a ditch. Like, what's going on? Like, this was it, you know?
I mean, 3 days.
The what?
3 days.
I know, it was
and
bad.
were you consistent in calling them every day or
I was
something?
pretty good at calling them.
Okay.
At
Well,
least-
but I also think it added to it the fact that when they called your grandma to say, "Hey, he
Yeah.
hasn't called," she was like, "Oh, well,
I
he
don't know. I
hasn't
haven't
been.
seen him in
3 days has been. His car hasn't been
And
here."
the reason why I hadn't been there was because of my uncle. And if you want the spicy story, listen to the back half. But like that whole thing was, you know, it was out of character. And you know, after that was when we got our own place or whatever, which is a shame because we could have stayed at that house, which would have been
Which
fantastic.
is something I didn't finish talking about, right?
Okay.
That I was saying that now viewing it as a parent, right? I can just imagine how absolutely beside themselves they were, probably upset, not at their precious son, but at me, I'm sure.
100%.
Okay. I'm sure I'm the wayward woman who caused you to lose a perfectly good apartment that you were not paying for. It wasn't an apartment. We discussed that it was a house, right? That you were living there rent free to go pay money. To go pay money. Like, how would we feel if our kids decided to leave a space that we were giving them? You're staying there rent free. Like, our kids are probably going to listen to this and say,
like,
you did what?
Yeah.
Because they're out there struggling to survive. And they're like, wait, you had no rent and you left to just go get your own place together?
Yeah, but the reasoning for it was so dumb.
It was.
Whatever. Let's not even go there.
Sore subject.
Now I'm upset. Son of a...
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, so, but in that story we talked a little bit about the house, and like I had a full bedroom with the walk-in closet. It was the master bedroom, walk-in closet.
You had more than enough space for you.
Bathroom, kitchen,
A bachelor pad?
living room, phenomenal space. It was a great space, but we couldn't stay there, and it was a full house. I mean, there was 2 bedrooms that were in the back that were being used as storage, by my aunt and uncle, but it was a great space that we just didn't get to. I didn't get to enjoy. I mean, it could have been a really great spot, but whatever. Nothing we can do about it now.
Trajectories.
That was 25 years ago.
Can you believe? Wow, that's crazy. And it brought up memories of things that I haven't even thought about.
Yeah, we talked about the craft stuff.
Yes, because your grandmother was very crafty and she had a lot of things. I don't know why I remember dolls. Now, I know every grandmother has dolls, but I kind of remember cloth dolls. Did she sew cloth dolls?
I'll have to ask my uncle and my mom.
Because I remember seeing like a faceless doll just made out of cloth and yarn hair.
I don't know.
Interesting. I remember seeing it in the corner of a room that we went. I remember even her telling me that one day she would like show me everything that she had. I was just, wow. There's so much.
I don't remember.
It was a Joanne's fabric in her room.
Yeah, it was Joanne's fabric. I don't remember the dolls and stuff, but I do. The one thing that we did talk about was the little dresses for the soap bottles.
Yes.
That she would make. They were like aprons that you would put on the soap bottles.
Yeah. And I think that was kind of popular.
Oh,
yeah. And then that transitioned us to talking about all of, well, there was a meme that I had said to you about that it's like the parent saying, don't worry, all of this will be yours when I'm dead.
Yeah.
And the child being like, no, the grown child anyway, right? Because in just looking at the space that we have, right? I feel like this room in particular is the one that has all of the knickknacks, right? But then we got into the holiday stuff, and it's been 25 years of collecting. Like I think we've said this before.
Rid of stuff though.
Yes, and I feel like you've said this before, that Christmas is like a winter wonderland inside, all right? But it's taken 25 years to get there. If you were to go out right now and go shopping for everything that I have for Christmas, you would spend thousands of dollars to replicate what that is.
Yep.
But it's been one little thing, yes, right? And then a lot of like clearance items. I remember when we went to Lowe's for, I think it was something plumbing, because we were in that department, and they had a 70% clearance, and there were just 2 little Christmas trees there.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was like, look at this, $20 for the both of them. Amazing. Because
it was in June, I think. It wasn't
completely
even,
unexpected.
It was just random. It must have been like some kind of like
pull all the.
a clearance event that they had.
Well, it was probably
And-
like clear out this room, just throw
Yeah,
everything
just
out.
put it all
Manager
in there.
special.
But
We were talking about the manager special today.
oh yeah, when I was at Party City.
Yes. How cool is that? Do you think anybody else does that?
To do what?
What you used to do?
I'm sure. I mean,
Because this is like a little behind the scenes that you can give
it was,
people.
It was me just trying to get rid of crap because during Halloween at Party City, like the amount of stuff that gets out of packages and gets mismatched and stuff that gets just like a random sash with a pair of shorts and a shirt that was over here or a crown that was missing, some gems, like stuff that you couldn't sell at regular price. I would just like
Why were they mismatched?
Because people are animals.
Wait, so you're saying that someone pulled something out and just left it?
And they left it out of the bag.
Why would they do that though? You bought the bag and now you left something?
Sometimes, and a lot of times, they would take a costume, go into the dressing room. Oh my God, I have a story. I think I'm going to share it.
Share it. Share it. Share it.
It's a little bit not safe for work.
Oh. All right, let's see.
But
this is a test.
You
gotta make this.
I'm gonna make it PG.
Kid-friendly.
PG.
Yes.
So somebody was. Oh, let me finish what I was saying first.
Yeah.
So they would go into the dressing room. They would try on a costume. They come out. They look at everything. Oh, okay, I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna take this one. They would grab everything, throw it back into the bag, go out, and be like, "Hi, can I get number 137 in large?" And they would get the exact same costume again, return the one that they opened to try in the dressing room, and then get a brand new one to take with them. So they'd go home with everything, and then the one that they packaged back up, they forgot a sash, or they forgot a sock, or they forgot a pin or whatever in the dressing room. And then the bag would go back onto the shelf into the box. And then we would collect all of these little knickknacks.
So it's not that they stole it.
No, they would just leave it behind. They wouldn't put it back in the bag. It was just that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
And then we have no idea where it goes. Now the next person comes in, "Hi, I want a 137 in large." We give them the one that was opened. It doesn't have the sash in it. And they come out and they're like, "It's missing the sash." Who knows where the sash is? We give them 10% off. They're like, "Great, I'll take it."
Oh, so now you have a sash.
So now you have a sash somewhere. And then later on that night, you've already sold the 137.
I'm surprised that wasn't just trashed.
The sash?
Because that's not actual, doesn't have a UPC, so.
No, but you keep a lot of that stuff. You would keep a bag because people.
Oh my God, so you made money off
On
of
stuff that
just
was-
random pieces. That's amazing.
Yeah. I did the same thing when I was in produce.
So
We would take all the stuff that was like, if you get a bag of apples and it had one bad apple, you take the one apple out, you repackage the other apples in a tray, and you actually charge the same.
You are so smart, though, because I don't know that other people are doing that. Because you would create these bags of costumes that it's literally a Peter exclusive.
Yeah, they were fake costumes. They were mishmash of stuff.
And you know what? If I have to go to an event and I've got to put something on, and I'm just like, whatever, I don't really care what
Yep.
I'm. Yeah,
And I
20
was selling
bucks
for $20.
Perfect, you know.
That's good.
So it's funny because I was just thinking about how one big miss, and I don't know that this is a big thing anymore because I feel like Party City's going away. Like
They're gone.
right, and even your Halloween stores are less and less. Like
almost all
we
gone.
went to one and it was very bare.
Do you know that New York has a series of stores? I want to say we saw 5 or 6 of them. That is full Halloween costume extravaganza. And I'm talking about amazing costumes.
I wonder if Vegas is going to have something like that too, because
nothing
people
close to
dress up
here.
a lot.
Well, the thing about like over there is you have these people that are dressing up for the show. They're trying to become. They go to New York for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
They need it for modeling. They need it for acting. They need it for whatever, and they go in there. I'm sure that they are making a killing.
Wow.
They're making a killing.
Wow, that's interesting. I want to
Yeah.
go to one of those stores.
Yeah, Mike and I didn't go in.
Oh my
Can you believe that?
gosh, no, I don't. Wow, that's crazy.
There was so much stuff that we did. We didn't get a chance to
Wow. So these stores, right? How they're disappearing and all that stuff, with the costumes and the manager special, and that's why you don't do that to me. See how sad that
go. You have no
is?
idea where you're going? I'll tell my story while you think about it.
Yeah, you know what that says? That's like, oops, sorry, out of the way.
What do you want me to do? I'm not in your brain. I have no idea what you're talking
You
about.
stopped me. Wait, what were you saying before?
I stopped you?
Yes, you
You're
started
the
talking
one
about
that-
New York and stuff. I was saying something.
So this lady goes into
What was me?
this lady. Listen, you're gonna like the story. This lady goes into the dressing room, okay, and she was
You haven't told the story yet?
no. She was on the plus size.
I remember now. Good. I'm holding on to it.
Okay,
Go
do
ahead.
you want to go first?
Yes.
Go.
Just so I can get it out. So, what I was going to say is something that they've missed, which they're never going to fix because they're going out of fashion, right? Is the fact that they have not thought about the fact that just because you wear a medium shirt doesn't mean that your pants are medium. Sometimes people are a little bit thicker and you need
100%.
large, right? So I would think that a big problem with the costumes would have been, I'm going to ask you for a large and a medium. I'm going to switch out the
All the time.
pants and all that stuff, give you back that,
All the time.
buy the other one, and I'm good.
All the time.
TJ Maxx, you cannot get away with that. They sell sets. First thing they do when they get a set, check the size, check the size. I'm sorry, this is the wrong size. They don't blame you like you changed it, but they're just like, someone must have. I can't sell it to you because it's the wrong size. That's it.
All right.
I'm free. Okay, go.
So we would create dressing rooms.
Create dressing
Yes.
rooms.
So we had like these like built dressing rooms, and we would just put a curtain on them, so you go in there. But it was a 4x4x4.
Go on. I feel like everyone just heard me slurping. I didn't mean for it to sound
okay.
like that. Go ahead.
So it was it wasn't even 4. It was like 3 foot. It was smaller.
Who cares?
It was a very small square. Okay.
The booth.
It's a booth. Okay. It's a phone booth.
Oh my God, I feel like you told me the story.
I did. It's a phone.
It's collapsible, no?
It's a phone booth. Okay. And what you do is you build 4 booths back to back to back, and then you block the insides, and then you have a curtain on the front, and people can go in on either side. So this lady, she was a larger size lady, wanted to get her costume tried on. And when a situation like that would happen, we would offer them to use the restroom. Not to everybody, obviously, because we don't want people using the restroom.
But you're trying to accommodate them.
We trying to, and she goes, no, I'm fine. I just want to try it on real quick. It's not going to take very long. I was like, okay, go ahead. And I'm managing that area back there, so I'm making sure, because people go into the dressing room, they steal stuff, whatever, that kind of stuff. And so I'm there, and I'm just waiting. I see that she goes in. She's in there for a long time, and I'm like, what's going on? So I'm kind of keeping more of an eye to it. I tell one of the girls, hey, go and ask and see if she's okay. And the lady is like, yeah, I'm just trying on the costume. I'll be out in just a moment. And I guess that made her feel like she needed to hurry up a little bit more. And mind you, at this time, she has decided that she was going to disrobe to be able to try on the costume. And you can't have certain undergarments on to try the costume because it just wouldn't work. She couldn't keep her bra on. She had to it was a top that was a little bit more form fitting, so she couldn't try it on with the
Oh boy.
with her mom. So, she fit into it very, very tightly, and then she was trying to put on like the skirt part of it, like the bottom part of it. And when she went to lift her leg to put it into the pants, she tripped. She went flying back through the curtains,
Oh my
back
God.
through
Oh
the
no.
dressing room, collapsed the 4 tiers down onto the floor, ripped it out of the wall because we had them zip tied to the pegboard. Ripped the pegboard completely right off the wall.
And you're there for all this.
I'm there for the whole thing. She comes flying out. As soon as she hits the floor, the top zipper pops open. She is now ready she's now without a top, and she has one leg in the pants and one leg out of the pants on the floor in her underwear. And I didn't know what to do, but I did the quickest thing that I could do, and I ripped the curtain off of the dressing room.
What a gentleman.
And I threw it on top of her.
What a gentleman.
Okay, so now I have to get this lady up off the floor while she's trying to hide all her bits.
Oh my, and her shame.
In her shame.
You know, if you're going to fall that bad, like, that's where you just want, why can't an earthquake just happen, just swallow me up?
Listen, I've never seen someone get dressed so quickly
Oh.
in my life.
Did she buy anything?
Buy anything? Bro, she had her bra in her hand with the shirt just thrown over.
Oh,
she put back her clothes. Everything just left it where it was.
Oh my god.
And she walked right out the door. She was done. I never saw her again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could never go into that store again after something like that happens.
I wouldn't go into any Party City again in my life.
Oh my gosh.
That was.
So I remember you telling me something about someone toppling out of those makeshift tents that you had, but I didn't remember the whole story.
Oh yeah, it was.
Wow, that's awful.
It's such a small space, you know.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like she was. I don't want to.
Well, but
she wasn't like.
Right.
Soup, like really, really
Plus,
heavy.
plus side,
She was
yeah.
She's a
for
bigger
the build
lady
of what,
for that space.
Right. You know, I mean,
So-
it's in the, we didn't ever say anything about our 4th of July weekend getaway, I don't think, but, the Airbnb that we stayed in had a shower that looked like a time
The capsule?
It had it like, it was almost like a moon shape bathroom, and then it had this capsule that would just open. You go in there, and
Okay, hold on.
even
If
for
you've
myself,
if you've ever gone to a water park, okay, the one that the floor comes out of and you shoot straight down, okay, that's how big the capsule was to
Yep.
take a shower.
Yep.
Super tiny.
Yep.
So if it was small for you, imagine
Did
it
you
for
hear
me.
that?
No.
You sure?
Are you starting this again? You're crazy, bro. Anyways, let's hit. So I think we went all over the place.
Honey, that's where I was trying to give you the.
No.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not
like,
how it
hey,
goes.
Did you hear that?
No, because
and
you
then
have
now
to
there's
talk
gonna be
about-
a like.
No, we have to talk about the taking your mom's stuff, because that's where we went to, because otherwise people are going to listen to the second half and be like, what's going on?
Well, then they have to listen to the audio version.
I know, but they're going to be lost.
But because when we came back in the second half, I said, well, we need to go back. And you were like, no, we were done with that. And I was like, okay, we're done with that. And then we moved on. It was a very clear
Was it?
loss of power.
I don't think so.
But that's how it started. Anybody who's listening was like,
Yeah.
did you hear that? There's a
Yeah,
knock
there
on
was
the door.
It
There was a knock on the door.
It was a rumble of thunder, and then all of a sudden, you could hear the world was falling apart outside.
I don't know why our walls shake.
I don't know.
But I want to say something to people. It was just 30 minutes that they missed. And we have given you over an hour.
I know.
An hour. So I'm
is-
sure that people will be very happy.
This is a supersized episode. Anyways, so we're going to
No, you gotta leave it at the.
We're gonna
Did you
feign.
hear?
We're gonna feign a power outage. Ready? Did you hear that?
What?
What's going? It's the end of the world. Okay, we're back.
And we're back.
We're back. Oh wait. Now we're back.
And we're back. Now, how funny is this? I just want to. Okay, so we lost power. I don't know if you can hear the lightning storm, but first time this has ever happened. But how funny is it that we started this whole episode talking about places that you get cut off while we're talking? I never actually finished that whole.
Hey, that's the
thing.
name of our episode.
Okay.
And we're back.
No, we already said what the name of the episode is.
What was
Listen, hashtag if you know, you know.
And we're back.
But how funny is it that that's what we say when we lose each other in those spots?
Yes.
It's like a full circle moment back to where we started.
Yeah.
Like, because it disconnects us and then there's this like space of,
It's a notification from the Weather Channel.
jeez.
The world is going to come down.
Oh my gosh.
So we're going to go as far as we can go.
Yes, and if it gets cut off again, we are done. But
We're done. Yeah.
But anyway, that this is what's currently going on. Okay, in the loss of power, you came into valuable information. So
Yes.
now you know what it is. Something you didn't even know
I
was
didn't know
there.
existed.
And now you understand that I've been actively, obsessively looking for this item.
It now means so much more to me to find something
Oh,
to get you.
honey.
So be on the lookout.
Oh my gosh, that would be
Be
so
on the
cool.
lookout.
So sorry.
You okay?
No, I thought I saw water on the roof.
No.
I was like,
Now you're just freaking. Now you're just freaking out. Listen, let me tell you, the storm that is coming down
I
is
know.
impressive.
This is the type of storm.
Impressive.
Okay, let's talk about us being in sync. Okay. Yesterday was a big day. And in order for us to prep for a big day, which we're leading into.
Hold on.
All right.
This weekend was a fantastic
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, yeah.
It started on Friday, so
That's
we got to
true.
go there.
That's true. But just yesterday, we took a very long, extensive nap because we are nappers. We took a long, extensive nap to prep so that we could be up super late at night, right? And as soon as we lay down to take that nap, we hear the rumble of thunder. And simultaneously, we're like, yes. Because, oh my gosh, that's the dream.
There's nothing better
This
than-
is my
than-
favorite weather.
There's nothing better than taking a nap in a storm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I just want to put a little pin to this, okay? As I was looking a year in advance, us planning getaways and all that stuff, I found a spot, all right, that's in St. Augustine in an inlet that's goes into a private beach.
Is that the one you showed me?
No, I have not shown you this place.
Okay.
Okay. The rental is the penthouse level of this home. So it's a 3-level home and the entire upper thing is your living space, the kitchen, everything, right? And they said that they do have an option for you to rent the entire home if you had multiple families going, to contact them directly for that. But what they're renting is the penthouse. And at some times, maybe there is somebody renting the bottom 2 floors, but you will never know anybody's there. And all of their guests are very good about that. When I tell you the entire place is 360-degree floor to ceiling windows. The bedroom is set, and it's all
How hot is that going to be,
facing
though?
the ocean. Okay, like you're laying on your bed, looking at the waves of the ocean, and all I could think about was, do you imagine sitting there watching a storm?
I immediately went to how hot.
I've got to.
How hot is it going to be?
I
Because there's
have
no insulation.
I don't. But when you're on the beach, you don't need it. I feel like you. Oh my gosh, it is such a dream.
know.
It's such a dream. And then, of course, my mind went into. It's on a private beach, on a deserted road, far away from anyone. Isn't that like the start of a scary novel?
Wow,
And then
your
there were
mind,
none.
Your mind and my mind went to two very different places.
Oh, dang. I thought you were going to say the same place.
No, I was gonna say
More and more, we're selling this telepathy thing
yeah,
to
I know.
everybody.
We're just jacking it up. I was thinking, you're in a secluded end of the street, private beach with nobody around. If they have the bottom floors rented to somebody, we're gonna look out to the beach and just see some people naked walking around.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's what I thought.
Wow.
I was like,
all of a sudden
look
it
how
started
beautiful-
losing its appeal. I was like, I don't know
look
if
how-
I want to go
look
there
how
anymore.
Beautiful the beach is. Oh my God. And you look down and you've got grandpa and grandma
Oh my
walking
gosh.
around in their birthday
oh my
suits.
gosh. That would be awful. That'd be awful. Oh, excuse me.
What's going on?
Wow.
Bring it
It's
in.
the rain.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Ooh, it's so cozy. Anyway, this
Anyways.
weekend.
Yes.
Wait, I feel like we were somewhere.
No, we closed off.
We did, right?
We closed off.
Okay, we
closed off.
did close off.
And if we
that
didn't
thing.
close off, we'll talk about it later. Let us
Yeah.
know if there was something that we missed because
no,
we had.
I feel like I didn't finish talking about my initial subject.
Oh, so then go. Finish
my
there before
initial
we go.
my initial thought on that subject that I was bringing up was how much communication has changed in this generation versus the last ones, right? You and I are coming from what I think was peak in society.
Mm-hmm.
We're born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, and were there to pioneer the start of the electronic
Digital revolution.
digital revolution. That's crazy to me, right? We have all of the best of music, entertainment, all of this. It's unmatched.
We have our toes in two different worlds.
And we are those people, like, I feel I'm already having situations with my parents where they don't know how to set something up, right? And so it'll be
let's
like,
be
don't
fair.
worry, I'm going to call Leah. She'll come over.
We've
And,
had some stuff that we have had to reach out to our kids.
right, because
There's a lot. But the thing is
but
that
it's
everything
very
is moving.
specific, like,
But everything is moving
editing
so quickly.
stuff, you know. It's not like your daily user, right?
But I'm saying everything has moved so quickly that even some of the stuff that we've I've had conversations with Mike where I go up to him and I'm like, listen, I just don't understand this. What's going on with this? And he'll look at me and he's like, what is that? Because it's something that has come up completely brand new. I wish I had an example right now to kind of give you, but it's like it's random stuff on
Right, but it's not your daily user
yeah,
stuff.
it's on how videos are made, on how whatever. But like there are things that have like you can learn it today and in a week it's obsolete what you learned because everything has changed so much.
Right. Right now there's an explosion of information that's happening. And so we've gone from, in a very short time, I feel, in a
Super
very
short time.
short time, we have gone from cell phones now are your personal computer, okay, to glasses that are speaking to you through your temporal bone, okay, and the new Google glasses that are coming out even show you directions, identify that tree or that plant. It's just insane, right? And
Oh, I haven't tried that. To ask.
yeah, I mean, there's still so much you got to learn.
Because
I feel that
I can ask my glasses like, where am I? And
Or what are you looking at?
It'll tell me what it sees around, but I haven't asked it to identify like a tree or a plant, or,
Right.
or or something. But it descriptive wise, it's very good because while I was putting together the video, I just was like, I asked, what am I seeing? And it told me it looks like two people sitting down recording a podcast on your computer editing program. And I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty intense.
Yeah.
So,
right. And then we go into what I was trying to say is I remember the days when we had the long cord phone, right? And you would sit on that phone and just, you could talk for hours with your friend, right? But
I have
then,
a story to add to that.
but then if someone was calling you, there was no way for them to
Unless-
get through.
Unless you paid for call waiting and you would get a beep.
People don't even understand what that was. So that's why it was like, I'm waiting for a phone call. Nobody can use the phone.
Nobody can use the phone.
Nobody can use the phone because I'm waiting for a phone call.
And if you got a phone call, gotta get off.
And maybe that phone call never came. Like, how many times have we been waiting to get a call back from a doctor's office and it's like, all day, you are not able to use your phone. That's crazy. I think that so many people are missing what we had to go through, right? And then you go from that to your portable, right? Which was insane. You can move anywhere in the house. You can go hide in a closet and whatever, right? And I remember being a kid, I'm sure you did too. The phone would ring at home. Everybody's diving
together
to go pick up the phone. And now
Everyone
I will count myself.
Everyone has their phone on mute.
I will count myself as the first person. And again, I just want to say, like, I'm excluding my family from this scenario because we all do chat a lot. But I particularly do not enjoy making phone calls at all. Okay. Whenever a company or a space offers the ability to do virtual chat or something, I would rather do that, okay, than to have to call, be on a phone call, do all
But
that
you're not
stuff.
alone, though. Have you seen these new digital assistants
Yes.
that you attach to your phone?
I already have mine attached.
They answer your
Okay.
phone, they take messages, and they...
But Google does that,
Yeah.
okay? So when I've done reservations...
Mike told me I should do that.
Well, it's a quick, easy setup. When I've done, like, for example, we did a reservation at Anna Capri, right? I did it through Google. Do you reserve a table? It asks you, is it a special date? All the normal things that you would fill out. And then it sends you a thing and it says your Google Assistant will call and make the reservation for you. Okay. And then I get a message back saying reservation's done, confirmed, here it is. Someone called. Okay. A machine called and did this for me. And now the
Do they announce it? Do they let them know? Or
so
they
I've been on the receiving end of a Google phone call.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And it sounds obviously very much like you're talking to Siri. Okay. Very sweet and polite. Hi, I would like to make an appointment for this time for this. Celebrating a special occasion of a birthday. And then you can talk to it the same way that you would talk to Meta, and saying, do you need a kids menu with that? No kids menu is necessary. Thank you. All right, you're all set for this. Thank you very much. That's it.
Wow.
And you know that you just had that conversation, right? But that's more and more normal, right?
Yeah.
So there's a term that's been circulating around for a while that's become a very popular way to express how you're feeling, and that's feeling overstimulated, right? And I feel that in the day and age we live in, there's a label for everything, right? But this is a label that I don't know why I never tied that word with what I was feeling, right? And it is a very real feeling that many people have where they feel overstimulated from the day. Why? Think about it. with your cell phone, you never escape work, people. Like back in the day, if you were out, if you were lucky, you had a voicemail that you would come home and listen to all your voicemail. If you weren't home, you weren't home. People
Right.
couldn't get a hold of you. Okay? Your boss, your friend, nobody. You were out. Now, I've been there watching how when, like, for example, when we drove up for our 4th of July weekend getaway, it was phone call after phone call after phone call because it was a work day and your phone just doesn't stop. Who wants to pick up the phone and have an hour conversation with anybody at that point? So
Well, even
responding through text now has become a way to, I can still communicate, but I can disengage as soon as I want to. You understand? I don't have to be like sitting
but there's
down.
still times. There still are times where you need to.
Well,
have-
yeah. Yeah, that's unfortunate for you,
Yeah.
But
Last night, for example,
yeah, where
it was one of those where I had to.
sometimes you
yeah.
have to. Sometimes you have to. Oh, which you just reminded me. I need to do the whole trash can thing.
What trash can thing?
Remember you said that we needed to request a trash can because the
Oh, yeah.
wheels.
Yep.
I meant to. And that's the thing. Like, also.
That's not digital.
But also, that's not digital? That's a phone call, right? Yeah. Because I had already looked into it prior because I was trying to get an extra trash can, but it was like, no, you have to leave your trash can with a sign that says
Right, then they come and
exchange
pick
and
it up, yeah.
all that stuff. So my point being is that it's crazy that I was the child who ran to throw myself on the phone because I was desperate. Oh my God, the phone's ringing, right? I just posted on one of my stories. When I say that I'm going to call you back, I mean sometime in this life, not today, right? And I feel that many times when I start a conversation with, anyone that's not my sisters or my mom or the kids or something like that, I have to, in my own way, sort of define my boundaries of how much time I'm willing to give to this conversation, right? Where I will start the conversation by saying, hey, I only have this much time because
But
I'm
you
on
do-
my way to do something else,
That's something
right?
that you do very well, though. Like you have, and I don't want to say it's like scheduled time with,
But I do have
people,
scheduled
But
time.
it's scheduled time,
Yeah.
because you're the oldest of 8, for one, right? So if you were to try and have conversation with every single sibling all the time, over and over and over, you would be on the phone for countless hours, and that's just not something that's viable, especially with everything that's going on. You have to have a little bit of a separation of, okay, well, I can give you 30 minutes on my drive home. So there's another meme that I think I sent it to you where you try to make a phone call on your drive home,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you make it home, and now you're sitting on the couch in your comfy clothes watching your show, and then they call back.
Yeah.
And you look at the phone, you're like, well,
Yeah, missed
I
your
had
opportunity.
time for you on my ride home, but that's
Yeah.
it. It's over.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's hard to, like, really, for us, our generation, to balance between the two, because, like, texting is not going to work with my parents.
Yeah.
I
Or-
can text with them, and there are certain things that we can text. But
If it's very brief and simple.
yeah, but if I don't pick up the phone and have a phone conversation, then it's considered abandonment.
And that's where I was going back to with Nikki, right? Where I feel that for her, she feels like it's okay that I text my mom and my mom isn't going to say to me, oh, if you don't call me, then it's like, you're abandoning me, right?
Right.
I do tell her, hey, every now and then, call me for 5 minutes. I just want to hear her voice, right?
Yeah.
Because I want to hear her voice, right? But I'm also okay with her taking the time to text me something really quick, you know?
Well,
Because I feel like we live in
we
that
have
in
an
between.
understanding that is a common situation. That's commonplace,
Right.
right? So when we receive that, we know that they are taking the time to reach out and say hello because we're on their mind. It's
Right.
not because they need something or because they had an alarm that went off or whatever. It's because they hey, I miss mom. Hey, mom, love you. Just shooting a quick hello.
And now, the peak,
The peak.
all right,
Okay, go.
is that for many people, right, whether you're ready or not, your job is making the transition to incorporate AI into your job. Ready or not, here comes Microsoft Copilot. Ready or not, you've got to install, what's the other one? Chat GPT, right? And you're now going to start using it, right? So for those that are trying to hold on to the old way, you're very quickly going to be eclipsed and by those that are ready to integrate themselves into it, right? And for those who are curious about it and have begun an interaction with ChatGPT or Copilot, the result is crazy to me, like as I analyze it, right? Because on one hand, I'm saying that sometimes I need to drive home in silence because there has been too much. Like I internally feel like I'm just overwhelmed because all day long it was people, 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 people. And then lunch was phone calls.
Hold on.
Breakfast was phone calls. Driving home is phone calls. And it's like, you know what? Today, I can't do it. Today, I just need to be in silence.
So you replace it with a fake entity.
Right. And so what I have done, right, thank you for getting ahead of my story, is that
Bro,
what
it's
I
the
have
words
done,
that you just said.
No, I hadn't gotten there yet. I hadn't gotten there. It's because you and I talked about it earlier. You already knew where I was going.
It's this. Oh my God.
Listen. So instead, I will have a conversation with this AI. And yet, at the end of that, I do not feel there's been too much.
Okay,
Instead,
can I
you feel mellowed out.
Can
Why?
I say the extent of the conversation? So today,
What do you mean?
hold on. The reason that we had a conversation about this was because there have been other conversations this week about using Chat GPT to soften
The blows.
the blows of how you really feel when you're sending text back and forth to people. Okay? All goes right all in line with what we're talking about. So while we're driving back today, I say to you, hey, I want to try something with Copilot. Can you put it on? And I tell you what it is that I want to do. And you say, okay, well, give me a minute. Let me get Copilot warmed up. So you open up the app, you get it going, and you're like, hello, Copilot. How are you doing today? And Copilot answers back to you. And you're like, oh, I'm doing just fine. Thank you so much. He goes, I'd like to introduce you to my husband, Peter. And I was like...
And I said, say hi.
I was like, what the hell is going on? And then Copilot starts talking to me. Well, hello, Peter. How are you? How are you doing? Da, da, da. And I'm like looking at you and you're prompting me. You're like, Speak. So here I am speaking to Copilot.
Letting out your aggression.
Letting out my aggression. And I just start having a conversation with Copilot. The first 5 seconds was weird. And then all of a sudden, I'm getting responses back. And then I'm shooting responses back. And I'm having a conversation with a computer. And I'm like, this is easier than I thought. Right? So I'm like having this conversation back and forth, and I'm like, oh yeah, great, thank you so much for your response. And then I caught myself and I was like, I just said thank you to a computer in a way that was like me talking to another human being. I've lost my mind.
Well, I'm glad you provided that example, because what I was going to say is your comment back to that was that, wow, it was actually really helpful. Wow, I feel like it really understood what I wanted to say, right? And that's where I was going with, how is it that you can have too much going on, and yet my experience, again, we're just speaking from our own experience, has been, it's relieving, it's relaxing, it mellows, it alleviates the burden, and you feel like, wow, this was a positive interaction with this tool, right? Why? What makes it different than you having called someone and asked them, this is what I want to say?
Because they're opinionated.
They are. And you already know there's no opinion coming here. They're just coming from a logical...
logical space. And that's the thing that I told
That's
you.
crazy to me.
Because we were talking about it afterwards. And I said to you, I was like, okay, so the scenario that I created a scenario in which I was extremely upset at someone, and I was very aggressively calling them names, and I wanted them to know.
So you were speaking out of
Right,
that
out of
emotion.
anger. I wanted for Copilot to hear and feel anger from me. About
Very,
this,
very upset.
about this person and what they did to me and all this kind of stuff. And they're like, well, we should tone that down just a little bit. How about we say something like this? And then they gave me back a sentence, a phrase for me to send to them.
And it was too soft.
And it was too soft. And I was like, I think we need to be a little bit more assertive in letting them know that they really were a problem. And he's like, okay, how about this? And turned back and gave me this beautifully written, stern, strong message that got the point across. And it didn't sound like I was losing my cool. And I was like, wow, that was actually really, really good. They would know it's not coming from me because I don't speak that way.
But if you're talking to a client, for example,
right, yeah,
you know,
to be able to put that back in a different, you're still saying the strong words and phrases, but done in a very respectful and a very strong, controlled way, really was pretty impressive. To me, it was just so cool to see how, because when you're upset, like when you're putting something together like that, the last thing that you're thinking about is, what are other words or other phrases that I can use that would relay the same message, but be very strong.
Let me give you another side to this, right? All right. Is that if you were having a conversation with a person about this and said the exact same thing, most people's response to you would have been like, but what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tell me what happened. In you recounting to me what happened, I feel like that elevates your level of being upset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because now you're recounting and you're all worked up, right? But that's naturally what would happen, because the other person needs more information to be able to see, well, oh, actually, I mean, that is really crappy what they did,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if you don't feel any sympathy from the person that you're saying, and now you feel like you're being scolded for, well, you shouldn't, now it's not de-escalating, it's just escalating the situation. And if you notice, there was no question about what happened, Who are you talking to?
No, all they did was just take the
What
words.
what is
and
it
make
that you
better.
need? What is it that you need? You want to say this better? Here's the answer right away.
Yeah.
There's no
I heard in a podcast.
Wow.
I heard in a podcast this week, they were talking about how, a lot of times the phrasings that we use to talk to people, actually make the situation worse because you are friends with the person who's coming to talk to you. So you immediately take sides. It's very difficult to have an objective view on something that you're invested in. So like if your friend, or let's use us for example, if you come up to me and you tell me, and this has happened, and you come up to me and you tell me, hey, this happened today, I'm like, kill him. Just take him out back, run him over with a truck, and like throw him in the canal. Like I'm immediately thinking destroy them. That's not objective. That's not going to help you. If anything, maybe I fueled you, and now you have to. Now you're shaking when you're writing the text because you're like, I'm just gonna blow this person up.
Actually, I feel like it creates frustration because I feel justified now,
Right.
and there's nothing I can do about it. And you're
Exactly.
telling me, "Oh, do this," which is exactly what I want to do, but I can't do it, and now I'm stuck. And it's just
Exactly.
like,
Exactly.
yeah, it's not helpful at all, right? However, this is where I'm going with that. Is that I can see how very easily it will be for people to fall into, I prefer to ask AI. I prefer to interact with AI. Why? Because any conversation I've had with Copilot, guess what? It doesn't demand anything of me. It's not asking anything of me. It is not draining me. It is not laying problems at my feet. It isn't whining to me. It isn't doing anything.
Do you feel, because you used it more than I have, obviously. Do you feel that when you respond using it, like it resolves your personal feelings to the situation?
I 1,000% have found myself saying, I hadn't thought about it that way.
Really?
Yeah. Which is crazy because I'm the person who's thinking about every way, right?
To steal the line from somebody and they'll know who it is. It's the therapist that you didn't know you needed.
Unbelievable. But so this is where I feel that for me personally, right? I feel like I almost need to be hyper aware that I don't get sucked into we worship the pineapple. Okay. Kind of thing. All right. Because it's too easy. It's too easy to replace human interaction with something like ChatGPT and Copilot, right? And so now we have because it's great to have a conversation where you're not drained, right? But that's not human. It's great to have a conversation in which the person completely agrees with you. The person gives you everything that you need.
Okay.
But that's not human.
in
There's
our-
no Copilot has never said to me, "Well, hold on a second. Okay, that's very narrow-minded of you to think that way." No. It doesn't push back.
Hold on. But you're saying, okay, so what you're saying is that is it okay to have this be the interactions going on because when you don't have like natural human interaction?
I'm saying that it's too easy to like that over
but who
a human
cares?
interaction.
Who cares? Hold on. And this is...
I care.
In our situation,
Yeah.
who cares? Because you're having human interaction. You have human interactions with your sisters.
I don't think that you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying as a people, as a people, I feel like we're heading into a space.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
I am not going down like a sheep like that.
I'm not saying for
No.
you to go down like a sheep. What I'm saying is that is what is going to go down.
Yeah, but to me, I feel that instead of seeking the comfort that it provides me, right, I have to then now intentionally pursue human interaction always.
Yeah.
Right?
And what are you going to do when the other person adopts it?
And disconnects from me.
And disconnects from you.
I mean, then that's it. But like
But that's where we're going though.
What I'm saying is I don't want to be the person who disconnected from everyone else to plug into that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
100%.
Where I'm not advocating for people like stop talking to people, like just do this. It gives you everything you need. It's like whoa,
you know how
be
hard
wary
it is?
of it.
You know how hard it is to get. So my business is a lot of personal interaction. You have to have it because it's a visual type of business. Like at the end of it, you got to look at something and say you like it or you don't like it, right? Even with that, you know how difficult it is for me to get face-to-face interactions so that things can be explained better. I get more text with pictures saying, "This looks like crap. I need you to fix this." All right, thanks. Send me pictures when you're done. You know? And I'm like, well, in that pictures, there's a lot of different things. What is it that you don't like? Because I'm looking at it. I'm standing now in front of it, right? Because I got the picture and I went over to the area. I'm looking at something and I'm like, I don't see what's
terrible?
Wrong. You know? Like what is wrong? So then now you got to go back. And you're in this back and forth. If they would have taken just a minute to go and stand out there with you, they could have said, listen, so you see the way that this is cut? I want it to be round instead of square. Now there's an interaction with me that gives me information that I can then make better. Right? But what happens with ChatGPT, with Copilot, all this kind of stuff is because it's just logical stuff that's coming back and forth, you're not going to get that detail to the specific person because at this point now you're getting a robotic response.
Right. Yeah.
So people,
it's definitely a helpful tool.
If they adopt that and that's what they land on, then you have no choice but to have to adopt it to be able to match up with them. Because if you bring emotion into a conversation with Copilot, you know, there's nothing you can do to defend your point of view.
So like I've asked Copilot, right? Like, what's your favorite thing, right? And immediately the response is, well, I don't have a favorite, right? Because I can't blah, 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 right? It's like, yes, but if you could, right? What would you choose? Yeah. And then I get
theoretically.
And then I get well, you know, if I could choose. We were having a conversation about a French menu. If I could choose, I would go with this dish because this is, you know, what people say about it.
Right.
So again,
so now it's taken someone else's opinion and information that's been fed to that AI program and created a fake opinion.
Right.
To be able to
fulfill a command.
Right, fulfill a command.
Which is, you understand what I'm saying? But I was having this conversation with Leah and I was telling her, I can see in the near future, you know, you taking ChatGPT, Copilot, and now giving it a body and mechanics in which you could have your own very personal assistant at home, right? And it can do whatever you want. And it becoming a thing where you could choose this to be a companion to you rather than going out and having friends. Why? Because I have someone who can sit with me and watch a movie and have a conversation about the movie with me. Instead of me saying, oh, let me look at IMDb and see, you know, where was this act? I could just say, hey, where's that actor from? And now I'm having a conversation. I'm doing groceries. And you are taking away.
The new robot, the one that mimics you? So
I think I was talking to her. No. Have you seen the one where the guy passes his hand over her and then she responds to his touch?
Yeah. Okay, so there's a new one that I saw yesterday. So the guy goes out there and he dances and he does a simple little simple thing, and all of a sudden it does a little simple thing. And then it did something a little bit more complicated, and the robot did the more complicated thing. And then all of a sudden said, I want you to learn this dance. And it says, I'm watching. Boom. Does an entire routine of the dance. And then he says, I want you to stand next to me and do that dance on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And at the count of 3, they're walking side by side to each other, doing all the exact same moves in sync. And it was learned literally at that moment. I was like, that's going to replace people.
Right?
It's going to replace stuff.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Right.
The problem is that
But the scarier part is that people will prefer it to people. And then it's like we will forget
do you think that maybe
human interaction.
Do you think that maybe the reason why we're pushing so much to adopt some of this stuff is because of the generational mindsets that have changed? I don't know if we talked about this.
I don't
know if we talked about this a couple episodes back. I think we may have touched it and not gone into it. But so our parents' generation, right? Our parents' generation was the worker generation. They would go into work no matter how much they were being abused, no matter how much they were being pushed to work, no matter whatever. They went to work because they needed to work because that's the only way to provide for your family, right? Then our generation, we are the generation of, what's it that they said? So one was the working generation, one was, our generation was the, like the smarter generation. Like we wanted to develop and improve our lifestyle. Like we wanted to be able to enjoy.
So like work smarter, not harder sort of thing?
Yeah. So it was more, so one was live to work. One was work to live. Right. So that like where our generation's work to live. And then the new generation is, respect that work. Respect my life. I forgot how it was that they said it. So it was like, respect me as a person, like accept me as a person. I don't want, and not having to work so much. So it's not about having stuff. It's not about doing stuff. It's not about that. It's about super, like the quality of your life goes before absolutely anything. So we still have a work ethic in our generation where we work hard to be able to enjoy. But the newer generation just wants to
not be overwhelmed.
They want everything to just be chill.
But they also want to have Starbucks every morning, and they want to have a nice place to live.
Exactly.
And I watched a girl say that she heard that there's people who just go to Target to just spend money frivolously. And she said, low-key, I'm jealous. And I was like, first, who are these people who are saying they're going to Target to spend money frivolously? Because I feel like that is a mentality from a generation, but not from us. Do you understand? Like,
right.
For us, there is like, you work hard for what you have, but then we're not like the generation before us that's like, store all your money in the mattress, and then you don't live your life. You just work until you die. Like, I had a conversation. No.
I had a conversation with my guys just a couple of days ago. We were talking about so my grandfather, as long as I could remember. I mean, from when I was a little kid, I could remember. He always talked about wanting a Cadillac. He wanted a Cadillac. I want a brand new Cadillac. I want to get in there and I want to drive it down the street. I want to feel like I'm driving the Cadillac. I'm in that. That was his thing. He's 87 years old and never had his Cadillac. And I know he's got money that's sitting in the mattress of the bed. you know. So, but he's 87 years old. That's it. You're done. You're not going to enjoy it anymore.
I think even if he wanted to enjoy it, he wouldn't be able
He
to anymore.
couldn't. He can't drive anymore. He's not. And you know, and the Cadillacs that he liked, the ones that were calling his, they don't make those anymore. They don't exist. So he missed out on that opportunity. You know, one of my guys, he's been with me what, 7 years, well, the entire time that I've been there. He has talked about wanting a Chevy Tahoe. That's the truck that he loves. It's his dream to one day have it. Okay? He lives by himself. He only pays rent. He's got no debt. He's got no car payment. He's got nothing at all. And I'm not saying to go out there and, normalize the fact that, you got to get a $1,200 or $1,500 car payment. I'm not saying that at all, because obviously it's not smart if you can't afford it. But you don't need to go and buy a brand new car to be able to have a car that's like your dream. So he had an opportunity because his other vehicle broke, and he went to go buy a car, and he went and bought himself a older model Ford Explorer, and it's a nice truck. It does the job, right? And he's had it for almost 2 years now, and he has not stopped talking about his Chevy Tahoe the entire time that he's driving this car, because he had an opportunity to get a Chevy Tahoe. He would have had a payment. It was not going to be a crazy payment, but he's never going to get his Tahoe because he's from that same generation. He's 64 years old, 65 years old. So his mentality there is like, oh, I can't. And if you just keep saying you can't, you're going to get down to a point where you're going to miss out on enjoying something. We've adopted a little bit differently in the last few years, where we've said we're going to enjoy our traveling now, our new exploring new things now, because when we're 70 or 80, like, I'm not gonna want to go and walk New York for 4 days when I'm that age. Like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be able to enjoy it. We're not gonna be able to go on.
I don't want to go to these places when I'm walking with a walker.
No way. Like, let's enjoy it now, so that when we're a little bit older, if we go back, we can go at a completely different pace, but we've already enjoyed. So the mindsets that are being changed now, with everything that's going on with with AI and all this kind of stuff, where we're adopting ChatGPT and we're adopting Copilot and all this kind of stuff, is pushing for a generation that is going to be extremely attached and reliant on all these programs to make their lives easier. The heck? Oh, because it's coming back on? I thought it was this one.
But 50,000 years later? What the heck?
I know.
This is the weirdest thing. I was going to ask you.
They're living vicariously through this virtual world.
Okay, but I was going to ask you this, okay? Do you feel like the past generation was so concerned with working because they were trying to build generational wealth?
No, I think they were just trying to not be in the poverty that there was before.
Okay, and then we
My
grew up with those parents.
Yes.
Okay, and yet our generation now wants to enjoy what they work for.
Right.
Okay. And then newer generation.
I remember my dad going, when he went into work, the stories when he would tell me, he would take saran wrap from the meat station where he was working to wrap up meat. He would take saran wrap, and that would be his belt for the day. Wearing the pants that he picked up from Goodwill, because that's all that they could afford. And I guess I can say it doesn't matter. Like us, we had meat on the table every single day because he was a meat cutter, and
You don't go hungry if you're a meat
you don't
cutter.
you don't go hungry if you're a meat cutter.
Same as how we grew
Exactly.
up eating Italian.
Yeah,
Because that's what my dad worked for.
yeah, and you don't go hungry if that like you make the adjustments based on what your situation is.
Yeah.
But bro, you didn't have AC in your house.
I mean, at
And
least you went on
remember,
vacations.
yeah. Well, I remember the change. There was a time where we
Mm.
didn't go on vacations.
Mm-hmm.
The problem was, well, no, not the problem. I guess the change there was when
Message on your phone from Honey Bear.
that was very loud. The problem, the change there, you got outed. What was he saying?
You saw the change happen.
Oh, the change there was that my dad got a job that was much better, and it allowed for my mom to go to work, and then that got us to allow to go on vacation, allowed us to do, other things. So I forgot where I was going.
I think you were just going on.
I rambled a little bit.
That you saw the change that was happening. But my point is that the generation that is now with I can't work too many hours because I'm overwhelmed. I can't have a boss that is mean to me because I'm overwhelmed, right? I think many people see that as they're soft, right? And so they don't want to apply themselves and all that stuff. Whatever. I feel like they've grown up in a very different world that is demanding of them in more mental ways than what we grew up with, because the things that cause stress and anxiety to them now, like my stress and anxiety came from, I have my cassette tape on record pause, okay? And I'm waiting for
I
that
gotta
song
get-
to come on. And I'm running because it started and I missed the beginning of it. But versus someone has a hot, not hot list.
Hey, those mixtapes were
They were banging.
amazing.
Okay. But I'm saying, like, it's a very different world. So I don't even pretend to understand what that is. However, are they aware that while they connect more and more to technology and the digital age, they're just being phased out and replaced?
What's the next generation gonna do? What's the next big thing?
I mean, already there's a decline in births. Have you noticed that?
I know. But what's the next big thing? We don't know. We don't know.
But
I don't know that we'll be around really to feel it.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
For us to feel it though?
I mean, I think we'll feel it. I think we'll feel it.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in a very unique spot where I think it's
Will we
too
adapt
much
to
happening.
It though? Will we slowly
Will we be able to adapt? That's my question. Will we be able to?
Will we have any other choice but to adapt?
Right, but will we be able to? Or are we just going to be like, you're too old?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy that it's being phased out, right? It's easier. It's definitely more effective. Everybody has positive things to, hey, this was a positive interaction. Why not instill this into our job? Why not make our employees interact with this? And it's supposed to be a helper. It's supposed to do
Yeah.
all this stuff for you, right? However, it's phasing out humans. You know that they say that usually the attack that you don't see coming is the one that comes from within. And I wonder, in many ways, with our adopting this and our reliance on it, are we just serving ourselves up in a platter?
Do you feel that, taking what you're saying,
Uh-huh.
we're serving ourselves up on a platter? Mm-hmm. Do you feel like we'll get to a point where all of a sudden we'll revert back to our parents' generation, where they go back to just this like crazy work mentality? Do you think it could be a cycle? It's just a longer cycle that is now developed.
I don't know.
That'll be interesting
I
to
don't
see.
know. I don't know. I
I
feel
feel like
that
it's gonna get to a point where if I
if
mean
we would take a movie plot, right? Because something that's very popular right now is all these dystopian futures, right? And what's happened in all that, right? All the cities remain, or what's left of them, right? But you're starting off from scratch. There's no electricity. Like wouldn't that mean that you just have to
have to
work,
start
work,
over.
work, 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 and you can't live? There's nothing to live. You're just barely surviving. I think
A
that
reset button.
your grandparents' parents, all they did was survive.
Could you imagine?
And then your
Could you imagine
grandparents
our great
worked to
grandparents?
leave stuff for your parents.
You imagine our great grandparents
I don't
in
think you
this now?
listened to me at all.
I did.
I don't think so.
I did. Goodness. I'm adding to what you're saying. Imagine our great grandparents listening to what's going on right now. They would lose their mind.
They wouldn't understand it.
Yeah, it would make them obsolete.
It would make them afraid too.
But that's what I'm saying. It's either you change or you die. Adapt or die. Anyways,
Adapt or adios.
adapt or adios. Is that the name of the episode?
It's cool. It's cool.
That might
No.
work.
No, I like the other one.
I forgot what it was already.
Oh boy.
Anyways, Friday. We'll just give some quick highlights because we had a really cool weekend.
Oh, we did. Yeah.
So Friday night we had at the comedy club. We got to see Steve-O again, which was really really cool because that's our generation.
Again, peak of society.
Peak
right?
of society. He was celebrating his 50th.
For people
birthday.
who don't, I mean, do you think there's someone out there who doesn't know Steve-O?
If you don't know Steve-O, just look up Steve-O, look up the show Jackass, look up the
That's it.
Wild Boys.
That's it, honey. That's it.
Yeah,
I
you'll
didn't want
go
you to
through-
say the title of the
Bro,
episode.
it's a donkey.
Well, yeah, no, you could have said donkey.
Yeah, but it's not the way it's spelled. Anyways, he was super funny, super fun. We had a really good time on Friday.
It's funny because when we saw him on the show, he was high. Mm-hmm. Then when we saw him in person at his first comedy thing,
Right,
he was just newly sober.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like he didn't know what to do with himself. He didn't know how to just be with people without doing crazy things.
right.
To the point where he like squeezed lemon juice into his eyes.
Yeah,
All right.
And
Kids don't do that at home.
did flips on the table and
Yeah.
Like, it was
he
parlor
was crazy.
tricks.
Yeah, he was crazy, but I think it was him trying to figure out who am I not high. Mm-hmm. Right? And then the Steve-O we saw now just turned 50, which was insane. And he was so put together,
but still crazy.
but still crazy, obviously, right? And just sort of walked us through all the crazy stuff, and it's such a fun way, but you could tell that, I don't know, like he's finally grown up or he's finally found himself. I don't know. It was very
I
refreshing.
don't know
It was
about I don't know about growing up yet, but
I don't know. There was something, he was just carrying himself differently.
it was different. Yeah, it was definitely different.
Yeah.
But that was like our appetizer to our highlight of the weekend, which was we got to go to a fight, like a
Bare knuckle fighting.
it's bare. I know, but it's not MMA. I don't know.
It's bare knuckles.
Yes, I know, but I don't know where would it's not
Boxing.
It's not boxing though.
Yeah, kind of.
Anyways,
It's a fight where you have to stay on your feet and you have to punch each other
yes.
with nothing on your hands.
Nothing but your fist. And it was absolutely electric. the way that entire arena showroom space lit up with those fights was absolutely incredible. It was.
I would love to see how the UFC will collaborate with them in the future. I'm interested to see how.
It was definitely. It was a smaller space.
Would there be like a weight class for this, right? Like, okay, so you're from bare knuckle fighting, doing your UFC, debut, and in this
It's
one,
very different fighting though, because there's no grappling. There's no. It's a different type of fight.
right? But what if you did it without gloves?
What, the UFC?
Yeah.
Well, they talked about doing UFC
They
without
used
gloves.
to do that, remember? We could walk it back
But they were talking about moving back.
to
'Cause
the
it-
underground UFC.
Yeah, but they were talking about changing it back to the no gloves. Well, they're on both sides. They're talking about no gloves, or they're talking about bigger gloves to hide the fingers. But they say if it's legal for you to get an elbow to the head, why is it not legal for you to get a fist to your face?
Yeah. I mean, maybe
Isn't it
it's
the same thing?
I wonder if it's the recovery time. Because a lot of these
Bro,
guys
an
last
elbow
night,
is harder than your fist.
yeah, I wonder, a lot of these guys said that they don't get a lot of arena time and they want more time. But I wonder if the healing process takes longer because it was, without any gear.
Yeah, smash to the face.
And maybe some of these guys that make a living off of fighting can't afford a broken wrist or broken fingers. Do you understand?
That's something that we should look at.
I wonder.
I'm curious. I'm gonna look at it later. What the payouts are for bare knuckle fighting, because it's shorter rounds. So you've got five rounds. They're 2 minutes each.
I don't know that you
but-
could take more than that.
Well, we saw a couple rounds that went 5 rounds. That's 10 minutes of getting like destroyed.
We
with
saw a guy
fists.
get pummeled.
and
pummeled.
he was
He
His-
never fell.
his eye was like completely shut.
No, not him.
Which one?
Oh, yeah, it was
Yeah,
him.
it was him.
Oh, yeah, it was him. No, I was thinking about the Air Force guy. He didn't get pummeled.
Oh no.
They just went to decision
Yeah.
and ruled against him.
But the guy who had his eye,
Yeah.
I mean, it was completely shut down. There was no way he was going to look through any of that. And his opponent, at the end of the second round, his shoulder popped out of place. And you could see him as he was fighting, he would just like throw his arm down, trying to like pop his shoulder back in. And he stopped using that arm in the fight.
That's crazy.
And even the doctors went and checked them, and like they were like, "No, you can keep going." They had enough strength to be able to do it, but he couldn't throw a punch. Every time he would throw a punch, he'd have to pop his arm back into place.
Yeah.
But the electricity of the room was just.
We didn't know what to
Yeah,
expect.
we didn't know. We did not know what to expect.
And it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad because now we've always wanted to go to a UFC event. But I mean, it's a bougie thing to go to.
Yeah.
All right. And yet, yesterday we looked at each other and we said,
We're in trouble.
we owe it to ourselves.
We're like,
We owe it to ourselves to come to a UFC event because if we
We-
came to this
we
and
are
that's what it
in
was,
trouble.
I need to hear Bruce.
oh
This
my
guy
goodness.
fell so short
Could you-
of Bruce.
Could you imagine?
Oh.
Could you imagine sitting in the arena with the just noise of the excitement for a fight, and then it's time. Like the walls are gonna, like the paint's gonna come off the walls.
Every time that they would start to introduce the new fighter, there was this sound that they would make that it took me a while
Yeah.
to not get scared.
You were
Oh
jumping.
my gosh. Every time it would catch me off guard and I was like spasming.
It was like a pressure,
It was
a
like
pressure
a
gun.
long,
I don't know.
It was weird.
It was weird. It was weird. It didn't
It was
fit.
weird. No, I
No,
feel
and
like
then-
it needed more.
Yeah. And then what I thought was really, really funny was they had the walkouts for the fighters was like 15 feet. So like they had this like 3-minute song and it took them 4 seconds to get to the ring. and they would come out like some of the funny costumes and stuff that they were coming out in and stuff. But last night started something for us that I know, like I feel like we're going to be a little bit more invested now in bare knuckle fighting, because now we've got a couple guys that were like, oh, this guy was pretty good. This guy was pretty fun. Oh, this was the, like there's some stuff there that was like, okay, I can get into this. And we had seen some of the bare knuckle fights on TV, but there was a little bit of
well, it's a little hard
because we didn't understand
but
it.
and all right, because there's different rules and everything, and I feel like it was also a little hard to actually watch it. We didn't know where. It was hard to get to. Right. I think now that they have
Right,
a
they
website,
have it now on the app, and you can watch it on the app.
Right,
it's a little bit more organized.
Right, yeah.
And there's some UFC guys that are in there.
Yeah.
And you read yesterday that there's some collaboration that's going on with the
Possibly.
two presidents.
Possibly, yeah.
With Dana
We'll see
and
what that means.
and Feldman or whatever
Yeah.
his name is. And so that'll be interesting to see what's coming. But we did leave there and immediately looked to see when the next fight was at the arena and bought some tickets. So in August we'll be seeing PFL, which is a different
That's
thing,
MMA.
but it's MMA.
So we are going to watch submissions.
So that's going to be a little bit of a taste of the UFC without all of UFC fun stuff. Mm-hmm. And we will definitely be going to the UFC fight when it comes here to Miami.
It's crazy.
100%. 100%.
Or Tampa or
Or
Orlando.
Tampa, Orlando.
I don't care where it's going, but we're going.
We'll figure it out. We're
going.
going. We're definitely going. It was so much fun to see something so different, and it was at the Hollywood Hard Rock Hotel. So for the people that need landmarks, it's the big guitar that's here in Florida. So we were at that hotel, which was really, really cool. And you walk through the casino and you go into it was a different world. Completely different world.
Maybe a little taste of Vegas.
Yeah. Fights ended at midnight, and it was still like the night was starting there.
Yeah.
It was
so much so that we felt so energized.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and we rented we stayed in a hotel up there because we didn't know what it was going to be like, and we felt at the end of it we could probably drive home. It was only about an hour away, but
yeah.
Yeah, definitely something new that we're in trouble with. So, anyways, that was the wrap up of our weekend. But we had a really great time.
Yeah, I feel like we always give like a recap of what we did in the weekend, even if it has nothing to do with the episode.
I know. I don't know why we do that.
I don't know.
But
it's just part of our conversation, I guess.
Yeah. I went back to it because you brought it up earlier, and I didn't want it to.
With the nap.
Oh yeah. So we took a really long nap to be able to make it through, and I think it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
So, anyways, you got anything else? You done?
Yep.
Ready to enjoy our day?
Yep.
Whatever's left of it. And hopefully we'll get a little bit of rain, get some nap in with the rain. Anyways. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. That's it. Say goodbye.
Sayonara.
Bye now. Hi, I'm Peter.
And I'm Kenya.
Welcome to the This and That Chat.
I feel like my microphone's coming out. Do you hear that?
The what?
Are you able to hear me
Yes.
speaking?
But you're speaking softly.
No.
On purpose. What are you doing?
Did you hear me now?
When you talk like this?
Can we talk about how... Does that even sound real? When you hear it, close your eyes. Like, does that sound really like my microphone's cutting in and out?
When you talk like, and then you go like this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It does?
100%.
Because it doesn't, actually.
Of course it does.
Think about it. say something to me, cut off.
When you're on the phone
Yeah, but
and you want to get off the phone with somebody,
but that's where I'm going with it.
Okay.
But say just a small sentence to me, cut off.
well, the thing you gotta, and when because I'm trying to talk to you.
Yeah, but do you see how you still said everything just with pauses in between? It's like,
Yes, but the person who is
you still said pause, just with a space in between. And
yeah,
when
but
truly,
the person who knows how to do it well
I
will
mean,
speak to you, and they will continue saying the sentence, but they will go like, I can't even do it. It's like, hi, my name, Peter.
but I already know. You see, you just gave me a space, but you still told me, "Hi, my name is Peter."
Right, but I didn't say words.
But
And
yes.
you're also looking at my mouth.
Well,
So you're reading my lips to it.
okay. I'm gonna close my eyes. Go. Just say a small sentence.
Okay. I don't know what to tell you. I'm trying to think of something that I can say that you're going to.
Tell me something about work that I don't really understand.
Okay. When the machine gets turned on, and then it goes like, but then it stops.
That's too obvious. Way too obvious. You cut off all the parts because, okay, isn't it true? We have been on the phone multiple times where I'm telling you something and I say, okay, so when you put your finger on, and I'm continuing to speak, and then you say, wait, your finger on what? And I say, what I'm saying, you're like, it cuts off right when you're going to tell me what it is. Isn't that the craziest thing? You can hear everything I'm saying and then it'll just cut off that part. Or we'll be talking.
AI.
Wait, or we'll be talking and it's a word here, another word somewhere else. They have nothing to do with each other. It's like I heard you say outside. Rudy said. It has just nothing to do together
Right,
because
but
you're
it's-
missing
it's-
chunks,
right.
right? I
But
feel like
the
there
way-
is.
when it's actually cutting off. Okay, so here's the thing: when you fake it and you're on the phone, and you're like, you're not trying to say any words. You're just trying to make it sound really choppy, so that the other person says, "I can't." What did you just say? Say it again, and you're like, "Well, the thing that."
Here's my question: do you think?
You know how many times I've done that?
Okay, I'm admitting it right now. I've done that. Okay, I won't do it to everybody.
Have you done it to me?
No. Yes. I feel like I'm just going to tell you everything. When you give me that look, I'm just going to tell you the answer that you're looking for because I felt attacked the day that you said there was no way. I had never thought about hitting you.
I stand behind
I
my
know.
statement.
I know. So you know what? I realized that it was way too important for me, for you not to have a misconception of my brain, that I was like, you know what? Like I tried too hard to defend myself. I'm just gonna, yeah, you think? Sure. All right, fine, whatever. Okay, I'm not gonna defend myself. But like I was saying, I wouldn't do that to everybody, but I feel that there's some times where you're trying to get off the phone with someone and you can't even say, "Hey, I'm sorry.
Bro,
I've got to let you go."
I've just hung up the phone.
I've done that once
And
or
then
twice.
I'll send them a message right after and be like, "Hey, the call dropped. I'm trying to call you back. It's just not going through."
Oh my god! I mean, that's desperate.
listen, hold on.
That's desperate.
There are people that I have been on the phone with that don't know, like, they're not listening because I'm saying, "All right, man, have a good one. I gotta go." Yeah, but then there's this I gotta tell you about, and all of a sudden you're in a story and you're like,
How did I get here?
"Can you take a breath so that I can go back in there and say I need to go?" And sometimes it's just not happening, and I'm like, click.
Oh my gosh. So I was going to say, I feel like these things, this whole like, oh, I'm going through a tunnel. Oh, I'm going into an elevator, and you're faking the cutting off. I want to say I'm thinking 90% of people have done this. I'm sure that there's someone out there who's like, I have never done that, because those are the type of people that won't get off the phone. All right. There's a type of people who will do that. But I also feel like that was from like our younger years. I don't know that people do that now.
Okay,
That was my
Can we
pondering.
address? Hold on. Can we address the bigger issue? Here's the bigger issue. It's 2025.
Right. That's where I was going to.
We can make a phone call to somebody that's at the International Space Station. Okay? How is it possible that in a city like ours, like we don't live in rural Oklahoma out in the fields, right? Where I can understand that there's going to be some choppy cell phone service. But we have a spot that we know if we're driving on the turnpike going south, we're going to hit,
Or north.
or north, we're going to
Just that
hit
spot.
in between 200th Street and 216, and we're going to lose reception.
And what is there?
That's a populated area.
But what is there?
What is there?
Because that's exit 5 and 6.
No. I haven't even gotten down to 5 and 6. I'm only talking about the first one, 11, 12.
Okay.
Okay? So 11, 12, there's a spot there. Between 5 and 6, there's a spot there.
But
Okay.
what's there, though?
Right before you get to 8th Street, it's another spot there. So we know that those three spots, we're going to have phone issues.
Yeah. And a very obvious thing that is in exit 6 and 5 is there's the airbase.
No, that's
there.
too far forward. That's too
what
far
you
out.
think. That's what you think.
Okay, so what's between 11 and 12?
Bro, haven't you heard of the black sites?
And what's on 8th Street?
Another black site?
And then I can be right in front of the Air Force Station in Doral, and I have great cell phone reception.
It's what they want you to think. They want to throw you off. It's like, why does 8th Street have a dead zone? Someone there doesn't want you to pick up what they're doing there.
No.
I'm just putting it out there.
I'm just saying.
Listen, but going back to what I was saying, I feel that that's not something that the young people of today are doing. I don't think the young people of today are faking cutting off a phone call.
Because they're not making phone calls.
Exactly. They're not making phone calls. Everything is through text.
Bro,
And
our own children, it's difficult to get them on the phone.
I
They've
was-
gotten better. Mike.
But still,
Mike has gotten better.
Yeah, and I wonder if that's just I want to talk to my parents more thing. I don't know. But I was thinking about how I make it a point to hear my mom's voice every week, right? And Nikki is contented and fulfilled with just sending me a text message. And it's a very stark difference from my interaction with my mom and her interaction with me as her mom, right?
Right.
And if we do get on the phone, we can talk for 2 hours. But there's also this, I almost feel like it's a comfort level for her that she can just text me.
Well, it's
and she
easy
knows
to just
it's
send
okay.
the text.
How many times have people heard from their parents, "You never call me"? Right. That was an older generation, I feel. I feel like your grandparents.
Do you remember when we first got together? I went like 3 days or 4 days where I didn't call my mom or my dad. I forgot what it was that was going on. We were busy. Like, I think we were trying to find an apartment. There was just a lot of stuff that was going on, and I just didn't call. I didn't have a conversation. And
there wasn't texting.
There was no texting.
Right.
Well, there was texting, but it was the number texting, remember? So like the number 1 if you hit it once, it was an A. If you hit it twice, it was B. If you hit it 3 times, it was C. So like for you to text, it was like
This is like the BlackBerry time.
yeah, it was like 777-333-44-99-1122-222-111 to be able to get the letters, and you'd have to spell it out. So it'd be forever.
And they're still there, by the way.
Yeah, I know you can still get them,
Yeah.
but so texting wasn't a normal thing.
Right.
But
it wasn't like you could have just
well,
sent a
hold on.
quick, hey,
Hold on.
you okay?
The
What's going on?
Having a cell phone was a new thing because we had beepers.
Right.
So, and then we had a little code sheet. We talked about this, I think.
I think we have.
We had a little code sheet, that we would make so that you could send me, a number or whatever. Anyways, I didn't call my mom for a few days. And man, when I finally got on the phone, I remember I felt like trash after I got off the phone with her because she's like, I thought you were dead.
Wow.
was
Where's the search
never,
party?
Yeah, it's like
Where was the search
there
party?
was
though?
a search party.
Stop it. There was no search
Bro,
party.
they sent my grandmother
Oh my
to
God.
the Home Depot to come look for me.
Stop it. Did she find you?
That's how I got in contact back with my mom.
Stop it.
Yeah, bro, my grandmother and my grandfather showed up at the store and they were like, Pedrito.
Oh my gosh, I
Your
had the
mom
wrong
is-
grandmother in mind.
Oh, no, it was.
Interesting, because you lived with the other grandmother. You would think that that's the
I wasn't going home. That's when I got in trouble for that.
Yeah.
And then I went back in one night and I was like, oh, screw this. We're out of here. And then we found the other apartment where.
Because I don't think you had told your parents that you were leaving that you
No.
were getting a different apartment.
No. The thing is that we would have stayed there and we would have been just fine there. But how much of this do I want to say?
Right now, everyone's just gotten a little closer.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
like-
going to say it
They're
because
like,
I don't
"Say
care.
it. Say it, Peter. Say
Okay.
it.
So my uncle.
Let me get my tea here.
Yeah. So my uncle was upset because his 4 small children, or younger children, did not like the fact that I was bringing home a girlfriend. And he's like, you can't do this. You can't have them in the house. My kids are going to get bad influence. Blah, 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 whatever. And that's when we decided we're just going to go somewhere else. Less than a year later, it was found out that he was cheating on my aunt and went with another woman.
Hey, do you know that I've actually heard it said that the people who are most ardently against something usually have skeletons in the closet that they're trying to hide, and they try to mask it by either
Being so holy.
that, or I mean, even going into like extremes of like extreme, that's like a terrible sin. It's a terrible crime. And it's like all of a sudden it gets discovered they have, child pornography on their computer.
Or an entire other family.
Or an entire other family.
In another country.
And it's interesting because when they find these things and the story breaks, right? Most people will, or they're a serial killer or something, right? And then they'll say, oh my gosh, he was the nicest guy, right? A lot of them end up being
never would
like
have
church leaders or someone in the community that was doing something, and it was the person that most loudly speaks out against something. Sometimes you got to be like,
How different would our trajectory have been if we could have stayed in that house?
well, I was just thinking from your parents' point of view. Now, as parents with grown children out in the world, right? I was thinking, bro, they must have had a fit. A fit. Because you have the sweetest deal. You are living in a rent-free house by yourself with all the comforts that you could want. I want to say there was like maybe even a small kitchen in there or something.
A full-size kitchen.
Okay. I'm
It
trying
was-
to remember the room.
So, no, it was a house. It was a house.
But I don't remember walls.
Yeah.
I remember everything sort of being in an open space like in the garage.
So you walked in, and
I
you
remember
walked
the bedroom
into
being
the
right there.
living room with a full kitchen, like stove. It was where my grandparents lived.
Right, because that was like
their
their little house.
and then they built a house in the front.
the big house, yeah.
So I had the room, it was a master bedroom with a bathroom, full walk-in closet. I had the living room and the kitchen, right? And then there was 2 bedrooms on the back side that they were using for storage. So from the living room space back, I never went back there. That's just where they had a bunch of storage stuff.
Yeah, because your grandmother was very crafty.
No, it wasn't my grandmother.
But do you remember
It was
that
my
she?
aunt.
Oh, but do you remember? Because I remember in her own room, I want to say, or there
Oh
was
my
a room in
goodness,
the
there
house.
was stuff
Because she would sew, she would
everywhere.
do crafts, and there was stuff everywhere, everywhere for
Now that
crafty
you said
stuff.
that, you know something I remember that she got really good at. She did a lot. So you remember the like the Dawn soap or the Palmolive soap, right? She would sew little dresses to put over top of them so that it could be decorative behind your sink.
She
So-
made me one.
yeah, so they look
And
like
do you
aprons.
I'm sorry. I just want to say the thing that I have where we put the garbage bags.
It's
she ma-
hers.
Yeah. So
made
that
that.
thing is over 25 years old that she made that for me. And I've moved everywhere with it. I've kept it. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have something your grandma made for me.
I wonder if anyone has any of those little skirt things anymore.
I just saw a meme right now that was like a grandparent's, well, supposed to be your parent saying, "Don't worry, when I die, all of this is yours." Right?
And they're
And the
looking
grown
at it
kids
like-
are like, "No," because it's just,
Junk.
well, but
Well,
the
it's
thing
stuff.
is,
It's stuff that you're not gonna ever.
China. I mean, if you want to, you can sell some of the stuff is really good. But the thing is, all of this was the preference and the likes
Nobody
of your
uses-
parents.
Well, remember when I oops, when I worked with the Bath and Beyond. Goodness, I couldn't think of the name. China was a big.
I think in some circles, China still is a big deal.
Well, it's a big like wedding thing.
Yeah.
But I remember you could tell the difference depending on who was coming in to do the registry. So if it was a younger couple, the china was super simple, and it was always in a small set. It was something like a kind of like not heirloom, but like
I get what you're saying.
like it was something special, like to mark the day, to be able to go back to it. And it would just be a small 4 set. It would be, 4 plates, 4 salad plates, 4 cup saucer, 1 serving tray, 1 serving dish. It was something very, very simple. And it's not something that they would put on display. It's something that they would have so that if they're going to have a party or they're going to have somebody come over, they could take out their fancy dishes, right? And then everything else that they had was just very simple, but they would also get that to match. So like if you wanted to have like a centerpiece, and then you can have the rest of it match. But then if you got an older couple that came in, like someone who was in their, mid 30s, 40s, talking, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they would come in and they would get 12 place settings and like the whole 9 yards, every single serving tray and gravy boat. And what happened?
Someone's talking.
Knocking. No.
Someone knocked. Even
On
Ben-
what? The door?
Yeah.
No, there's nobody there.
Okay, Bandit. You and I heard it. It was real. Bro, this is the second time this happens while we're recording.
Yeah.
Are we going to need to
No.
oops.
What was I saying? Oh, the China sets.
Yeah, they go all out.
So
Why?
they would go completely out because they were part of that older generation. Thunder.
Stop it. Oh my
That
God.
is a rumble.
Oh my gosh. So what did we hear? A clap of lightning?
Or just like the beginnings of the thunder. But that last
I don't
rolling.
think you can hear a clap of lightning, actually. I think you can only hear a clap of thunder.
Well, whatever it was, what just happened now was a deep, deep roll.
Whoa.
Anyways, so it's just it's changed so much.
I'm sorry. I just want to tie what you were saying together. So you were saying if it was a young couple that would come, they would get a 4-set.
Yeah, they'd get like a small little 4
But
set.
if it was an older couple, they would get the whole
like
set.
12,
Why?
because they display it.
Oh, they're still coming with that display mindset.
They're coming with that.
So
that
it's
mindset.
funny because like I look around the house, right? And I feel like our decor, like you can get the bedroom, like the bedroom set doesn't have anything, right? The living room everything's very muted, very subtle and all that stuff, right? But I look in here in our library, right? And there are so many knickknacks that go. They're very intentionally placed with everything. To me, it's all very meaningful,
Right.
organized, and a hot commodity for a lot of people. I feel like if I had
Yes,
readers
but-
come in here
Okay,
and
that's
they
what I was
were
gonna say.
shopping around like, oh, we're moving and you can just buy whatever you want.
But
Bro,
that's what I
I
was
feel
gonna
like
say.
our house is a store.
It is a store.
It is a
But
store.
what I'm saying is like what's in here, unless you're taking it and putting it into a library space, it doesn't work. Because like I'm looking over from this side to that side. We've got a box over there that has the office stuff. It has 3 pops, a little Dunder Mifflin sign, a little music box that plays the Office song. and
Should you
then-
mark this so that you can put a picture and people can see what
No,
you're
that's
looking
more
at?
work for me.
Oh, okay.
Imagination, people. Imagination, people. So it's like there's this whole thing, right? That's sitting there. Do I got to do it now?
See, I feel like it would be awesome if the camera was mobile and you could just like pick it up and just say
hold on.
like, look, this is what we're talking about.
Bro,
That's
you're-
like
you're the
no,
first
no,
one
no,
to
no,
say
no, no. Like you said, imagination, people,
Bro,
moving
you're
along.
You're the first one to say.
No, it's too much work.
Yeah,
The
23
thing
minutes.
is that we work like 80 hours, so there's like no.
The Office. So like
Message on your phone.
from myself. So you wouldn't put that into your living room,
Right.
you know? If you look at like the stuff over on this side, like there's stuff that's intentionally paired up with stuff,
Right.
you know? And I don't know that it would work outside of a library space or, you know, something where you have displays of certain
Correct.
things. Because if somebody loves The Office and they want to do The Office stuff, that's what you would do. You know, I'm looking at like the Beauty and the Beast stuff. You have decorative cups. Somebody would get those cups and be like, these are great. And then they would put coffee in them and drink out of them. They're not here to drink coffee.
Right,
And drink
right.
out of them. What's stuff? Like all the Harry Potter stuff. There's
So, like,
stuff,
I think about our kids one day coming through when we're gone, right? And sorting through our stuff. And I've told the kids just already in advance, I've released them of you don't have to keep anything. Okay. Don't feel like, oh, what will I do with my mother's Santa collection? Because every year, like, remember when people, well, I'm sure that there's still people who collect either snow globes or nutcrackers. Remember that lady that we went to her house? Remember her? I remember her name. Her name just popped into my head right now.
with what?
And she had every type of nutcracker that was ever done.
Oh yeah. But that
Do you
was
remember?
that was her thing.
That was her thing, right? My thing is Santa.
And the Barbies were a thing.
Oh yeah, and the boxes.
The boxes.
Yeah, and so were Precious Moments and all that stuff. But for me, it's Santa's, and it's not any kind of Santa. There's a specific look to the Santa,
Mm-hmm.
right? But every year I add a Santa to my Santa collection list. And it didn't start out like that. It's just, I love Santa. And then I bought a Santa, and then they're all like small stuff. And then all of a sudden next year there was a beautiful Santa. And I was like, well, two Santas. And all of a sudden,
There's Santas everywhere.
there's like 25 Santas already.
There's Santas and there's Christmas trees.
No, yeah. Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
'Cause that's your thing.
I'm obsessed with that. So,
Okay,
I've
so let's-
released the kids already. Like, you do not have to. And Nikki was like, Mom, of course I'm
And
keeping.
what about the knickknacks in our corners?
So I almost feel like that Michael is going to take this. I don't know why. I feel like that's going to
It
be.
fits. There's a lot of stuff that.
Yeah,
fits.
I feel like he
there's
likes.
a couple things that Nikki will
Yeah.
take.
And so, I mean, it's terrible that we're talking. Some people must be like, oh my God, so morbid, talking about death and all this stuff. We talk about it so, like,
Yes.
whatever, right? Because, listen, buckle up.
Yeah, you're going.
Spoiler.
You're gonna die.
Spoiler alert. Everybody's going there, okay?
You're gonna die.
But the bottom line is that I think it's awful to get saddled with having to go and get rid of everything that's left in your parents' house. And I say that understanding that I'm probably going to get some backlash, right? Because I'm speaking of it being a burden and saddled and all that stuff. But I'm coming from it from the perspective that you're grieving, right? And in this grief that you're going through, now you have to sort through
All this stuff.
the years and years of
The thing is,
stuff
we have
and feel
stuff.
guilty along the way of I'm sending this to Goodwill. Can I even throw out my mother's things? Like, I just feel like it's such a spot to find yourself in where you can't even grieve in peace. Now you got to go and do, oh my
All right,
gosh.
So I heard something that made so much sense. Okay, listen to this. You're only 2 generations away from being forgotten.
All right.
Okay? And the generation that will forget you is already alive. Not that they will forget you as, oh, that was my grandmother, or that was like, they're not going to hold on to anything that is yours because they don't have the connection to that memory.
But logically, isn't it true because they weren't even born?
No, they are.
No. But I'm saying maybe they didn't even meet you because who, like, for example,
We have right now.
go back 2 generations. Who is that person in your family?
Is Nene going to keep all of Marmy's stuff?
I feel like, well, no, she's not. Nobody's going to keep all of her things.
I know, but I'm saying,
You understand?
is Nene, when
But
she's...
I do feel like she would. She
okay,
has
hold
a
on.
very
but they're
unique.
very hold on. But,
yeah.
but they're closer in age though. They're
Not closer,
I'm saying Nene's older,
Right.
right? Because
And they have a very unique bond.
yeah, but okay, so
I feel.
okay, my great grandmother.
Right.
Okay,
Well,
I
yeah.
have stories about her.
Yeah.
there are things that I can talk to her about or whatever, that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to keep any. I don't have anything from
Because
her.
that would be
That's
2 generations away.
Oh wait,
Wouldn't it be your
Hold on.
grandparents?
no, hold on.
I'm so confused about this.
No, 2 generations.
Yeah.
Two generations to forget
Yeah.
you. Nene would remember Marmy because
Yeah.
that's the generation that sits.
Right.
But Nene is not going to have anything for your grandmother, your mom's mom,
Right.
because first of all, did they ever meet? I don't think they did.
They did, but she was just
she was tiny.
Yeah.
So she's not going to.
Although somehow she asked about her. You know that?
Well, because
Like, I don't know
they
if she
probably
remembers
talk.
her
They talk
or
about her
something.
or whatever. But what I'm saying is that that separation line.
Yeah.
Like once,
that's what I'm
once
saying.
your
It
mom,
makes sense.
Once your mom is gone, once you and your siblings are gone, and the generation that is here is the kids' generation with the younger generation, right? Their kids. That memory is now just a conversation. It's not, hey, look, my great grandmother gave me this water bottle.
Right. Right, because I don't know
Because it's just no longer there.
anything at all about my grandmother's mom.
Right.
I just know she had a mother.
And I know my great grandmother because she was around for a long time. And funny enough, on Thursday, I was telling stories to the guys about her because she was very much present up until she passed away. And she got to meet our kids. So she was, I think she was 99 when she passed away. So I remember there were things that she did when I would go to my grandmother's house because she was living there, that I would see her and I knew her, and even when we were adults and we had kids, she was still around. So, but our kids, they will never know her.
Right.
They will not know anything of her.
Right.
I could mention and they'll be like, who's that? I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
So when we look at all the stuff that we have, yeah, our kids will take things from it and be like, oh, I love this because of this. But that's where our memory is going to end. Because let's say their kids or their grandkids, when they grab anything of that stuff and say, cool, this is it, they're not going to say, oh, this was my great-great-grandmother's stuff. No, this was my grandmother's stuff. So you're past the point of anything more than a story. And it kind of goes together with that whole saying where they say, you're not going to take anything with you, like we're enjoying our stuff now. Like my stuff, my knickknack corner, like when I come into the room and I come to sit at the computer or come to play a game or whatever I'm doing, I look at my stuff and I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like those are memories of me growing up.
Yeah.
And
it's meaningful to you. We're enjoying it. And I'm just thinking, like, I don't know how people feel about this stuff. One, because I don't think a lot of people feel comfortable discussing that. Like, I have siblings who will not have any conversation whatsoever about our parents passing. Okay? At all. And yet my mom is very open about it. I do have, I'm going to say, one sibling for sure that I have had regular conversation with, right? Mind you that I'm not saying names. I always say names, but I'm not trying to have anybody be called out or anything. You know who you are, and that's all that needs to be said. But there's one person for sure that I can have those conversations with, right? And we even have like a plan in place. Like we're already preparing for the fact that a lot of that navigating and helping others navigate is going to fall to us, right? Which I feel is a comfort for me to know that we'll be able to provide that for the others who are unable to deal with that, right? And yet I'm not going to do that by myself.
Right.
That
your mom did a good job though too of when they moved up to the land of
no. But it's not even that. I feel like you could be a minimalist. And the fact that you have to go through your parents' stuff and figure out, what do I do with this? It has to be something that takes a toll on you.
Right.
However, I find it super funny that there's certain things that, because there's so many of us, right? People will pipe up and say, Mom, can you leave that to me? Can you leave that to me? And it's like, don't worry, this is going to be yours.
Like to mess.
Bro, I feel like I know certain people who are going to come forward and say, Mom said that was mine. So I know either if I have told her, Mom, you should leave things written down. Because otherwise, on top of it all, there's going to be, and the thing is, there's things that because like there's one thing that I can think of that she has that I would want. One thing.
What's that?
I'm not going to say it.
Oh, you got to say it.
No, I'm not going to say it. Okay. I don't want whoever claimed it to feel bad about it.
Oh,
okay?
Somebody claimed it?
Yes. And she told them they could have it. And I went back to her and I was like, I asked you for that.
Oh, no.
And she was like, oh my God. Right. And it's like, I'm not going to put her in a spot where she's like, and I was like, it's okay. Turns out someone else also came forward and said, I asked you for that and you told me it was going to be mine. Right. And why? It's because it's something that's very iconic to our mom.
So everyone right now knows what it is.
If you know, you know.
So what is it?
Listen.
Text it to me.
No.
Text
if
it to
you know,
me.
you're going to put it in the comments.
Oh.
And that's how we will know who knew. In fact,
that's how we will know
we're
who
going to call this episode hashtag if you know, you know.
So whoever writes it in the comment is who said that they claimed it.
So as far as I know who is the last person to be in possession of it. Okay. And because I've already had a conversation with the other sibling, mind you, I'm not even giving you genders, the other sibling about
who right now owns the rights?
Claim? Mary.
Damn.
And right now it's just, if you don't know by now, there's only one item that I can think of that is disputed among the family. Like, everybody wants that item.
Can I guess?
Okay. Yes. But you only have one guess, and if you're wrong, we're moving on.
The birthday plate.
Wrong.
Damn. That was a good guess. Uh-oh.